Okay, we're gonna go. Hang on a sec. I gotta send the other stupid thing. Brother. Okay. All right. Ready to go, Fred?
Let's do it.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everybody. Fred Lam here, and welcome to our Ask Fred Lam session. Now, first thing first, I do apologize that I'm actually dialing in from my mobile phone right now, and there's a reason why I'm actually doing this. And out of coincidence, today, you guys are going to be learning specifically about a strategy that has account for millions of visitors for less than a penny a click. And right now, I'm actually in one of Facebook's head office right now, and I got invited to attend one of Facebook's workshops that is only invite only. Now, guys, again, I can't see the screen right now, but put a wow in the question box, and I'm actually going to log in right afterward to see all the wows right now. Like, listen, I'm actually in the grounds of Facebook. I'm in their offices, and I actually just got up of a meeting with them to actually know what is going on with Facebook, what is happening with the auction, what is happening with the delivery, and most importantly, their strategy when it comes to creative. Now, obviously, I'm seeing a lot of wow coming in. Now, obviously, I make that up because I can't see my screen right now, but I'm going to log in and actually export all the comments to see what you guys are actually doing and basically what is happening. Now, today, all right, what you guys will learn will completely blow you guys away. Now, for those of you that are dialing in from Facebook and YouTube, I can't actually see your comments, and at the end of the day, I'm going to actually check this right after when I am done at Facebook. Now, listen, okay? Put a 1 in the question box if you guys are actually interested or you guys are dying to see and learn exactly how to have an automated campaign that can generate clicks off of Facebook for less than a penny. Just put a 1 in the question box right now, okay? Wow. All right, I'm betting a lot of people are putting a 1 right now. Now, listen, what you guys are about to learn completely blew myself away too. And today, you are going to learn everything that you need to know. And this works for all kinds of businesses, regardless if you're doing affiliate marketing, email marketing, e-commerce, this absolutely works. And here's one thing that you need to know, right? How on earth are you not able to make an ROI with a penny a click? Right? And we're talking about less than a penny a click. Now, put in the word penny in the question box if that excites you. Because as we all know, right, when it comes to Facebook ads, if we can actually get less than $1 a click, that's going to be like night and day, and it's going to make your campaign profitable. But today, you are going to learn a specific strategy that, again, has done over millions of visitors using this exact strategy that has been producing and all for less than a penny. Right? Put a penny in the questions box right now. All right, I can't see all the pennies, but I'm pretty sure you guys are all excited to actually see that. Now, the person that I invited in here has been a marketer for a decade, and he has been using this exact strategy that is actually hidden, okay? He never really shared this in the public, and by the time that he starts sharing this in the public, all the Fortune 500 companies are going to jump on it right away. And this is why I basically pull some teeth and make some connections and say, hey, listen, you got to share with me exactly to my audiences what you are doing, because I am very interested to learn exactly what the heck he is doing. Like, listen, less than a penny a click, that's unheard of. But today you're going to see countless case studies. You're going to see the exact strategies, and you're going to learn everything that you need to know. And first, I want to actually have you guys all rallied up, and I want you guys to be excited, and I want you guys to officially welcome Bill. Okay, put in welcome Bill right in the question box. Now, Bill has been, again, a marketer for over a decade, and he has actually created a system, created a strategy that you can actually use Facebook ads where you can get pennies a click. And in fact, he has been sharing me campaigns that has been getting less than a penny a click. And if you guys are basically interested in this, and I bet you are, because we all know how important Facebook ads is, you got to get a piece of paper ready. You got to get a pen ready and actually take notes, okay? All right, please welcome Bill, show your excitement. And at the end of the day, I can guarantee you this, the more excitement you show in the question box, the more Bill will reveal. All right, so without waiting further ado, obviously I got to get back into the meetings right now. I apologize that I actually have to dial this in through a mobile phone. And like I said, wherever I am in the world, I make sure that I am here, okay, just to actually basically host this session with you guys. And here's one thing, okay, I got to be upfront with you. At the end of this webinar, I'm not able to actually give away the $500, but here's what I'm going to do, okay? At the end of this webinar, if you can tell me the number one takeaway that you have actually learned from Bill, I will actually log back into my GoToWebinar, export all the comments, and I will select the best answer, and I will contact you personally to give you $500, okay? Put the word deal in the question box if that is a deal. All right, again, I can't see what people are saying, but I bet you there's a lot of deals pouring in right now. So again, without waiting further ado, I want to officially welcome Bill. Bill, over to you right now.
Thank you for that really awesome introduction, man. So just want to check and make sure my technology's all working and everything. So do you see a cat on the screen in the submarine? Let's just make sure first before you, okay, good. All right, awesome. I love that cat under the sea there. Okay, good. Yeah, cool. And how's my audio? You hearing my audio okay? Give me a big yes if the audio is coming through loud and clear, okay? Okay, cool. So now that we know that's working, what I'm going to do is get my slides up and running and my screen. Let me get my desktop all set here on my end. And the screen should have changed for you. Did it change for you? You should now see a white screen that talks about unlocking incredibly cheap traffic. Y'all see that? Awesome. Okay, good. So then we're set. So here's what we're going to be talking about. There is a pretty fundamental shift, a big change in the world of selling and marketing online. And because of that, I've been able to kind of come up with this really unique strategy. It ties into a lot of things. I'm going to walk you through all of it, show you examples, so you'll be able to use this yourself. But it really does unlock some traffic that's been hiding in plain sight. It's hiding inside Facebook, inside Twitter, other social platforms, inside major news sites. And I'll show you how you can tap into that, and then also what we've done to help people put it on total autopilot. So this is no joke. What I'm going to show you, you'll see a way you log in, click a couple buttons, and put the whole darn thing on complete and total autopilot. It's artificial intelligence for traffic, and I'll show you that a bit later too. Now, when I say cheap traffic, by the way, I mean really cheap. And you can see at the bottom there, like to the tune of getting, and that's not a typo, by the way, the 0.0001 visitors. Not a typo, that is 1/100th of a penny for a click. Now, the skeptics among us might go, well, yeah, of course. Well, that's probably like, somebody on their mobile phone in Nigeria, right? Or you're buying pop-up traffic or some kind of garbage, low-quality traffic. And it is actually quite the opposite. That is for United States visitors in prime markets, any kind of business-to-consumer market in the United States, niche specific targeted visitors in the US, and we're getting them daily for tenths and hundredths of a penny a click. Pretty cool, huh? How'd you like to learn how to do that? That's exactly what we're going to be covering. Okay, good. The really interesting thing about this is it's not just a one-time strategy. When you do this right, when you do what I'm going to be showing you, it's like a cascade on top of the cheap traffic that you're going to be, you'll have a little bit of a budget, you'll pay for a little bit of cheap traffic, but it also unleashes the floodgates of highly targeted traffic that's free. So it's both free and paid traffic all in one really awesome strategy. So you get the best of both worlds, so to speak. And this is something that does not necessarily cost a lot of money. So if you're on a budget, this works for you. If you're on a budget when it comes to time, same thing. This is not one of those silly marketing strategies that doesn't work and wastes all of your time. I'll show you some case studies and how it's been proven over and over again to work incredibly well. I got to give you a quick warning though before we get started. I like to be an open book, so I like to kind of share just about anything I want. And if I feel like as I'm sitting here in my seat, I decide I want to share something that's private inside knowledge about my businesses, I want to feel comfortable doing that. If I want to share some income or some traffic results or anything that I might not want the public to know, I want to feel comfortable being able to do it right here in this environment. So this is sort of a handshake agreement. I'm going to reach through the screen. We'll shake hands right now. So please don't take what I'm about to reveal to you and go create an ebook on it and go tell the whole world what I'm doing. Please don't go on Facebook and tell people like inside information about my businesses. So if you're cool with that, I'm going to be an open book and I will reveal a lot more inside info. And if you're not comfortable with that, you're not, just not feeling comfortable with it, that's okay. You can close the window. It's usually the little X, the top right of the screen. Close it out. I'll catch you another time soon. Awesome. With that out of the way, we have a final warning because I do like to talk about results. The bottom line is we're here for results, right? I mean, the reason you're here on this presentation is to learn something that you can adapt into your business that's going to get your results. Am I right? So I want to be comfortable being able to share those results with you. So if I share income statistics and I show you how either I made money or how maybe a customer made money or how a customer generated traffic, and I share actual statistics and actual results with you, I want you to realize that those are not guarantees that you're going to get similar results, right? I mean, it's kind of common sense, I know, but I got to say this. So they're not guarantees or promises that you're going to get the same results. You could go out, and I've actually had students go out, take this information, and get better results than me. No joke. I'll show you one of them a little later. But ultimately, it rests on your shoulders and what you're going to do with this information, and how you apply it and how much of it you take and use. So it's all on your shoulders and your shoulders alone. Is that cool? Just want to make sure that's really clear. And then let's keep on moving on and get this going. So I know the chat is working. I see several of you in there. Let's just make sure you got it open because you're going to find that the presentations that I do are very interactive. So I'm going to be asking you questions and inviting you to give me commentary. And on top of that, we have an entire team here to help you understand and use the information we're going to share. So it's not just me in front of a mic. We've got a whole team, including we've got my right hand in my entire business empire. She helps me run several different businesses. Her name's Brenna. She's here behind the scenes, ready, willing, and able to help you, as well as Daniel and other team members back there, and myself. So this is all about how to help you get results and use this information. And you'll only get that if you interact with us and ask us questions. So if you're stuck on something doesn't make sense, you need some help, please ask away in that chat. Cool. So I'm your host, as you heard, Bill McIntosh. There's a little picture of me, so big hello to you. Little info about me. I want to give you just I want to tell you a little info about me, again, so you know why you want to pay attention, why you want to take action. This is not a whole rags to riches story. I'm not going to show you cars and mansions and all that stuff. Instead, I want to show you some things that I've been able to achieve that help you understand why you want to listen. Why do you want to, take action on this stuff? So I've driven over 250 million visitors to my websites. So I know a thing or two about traffic, and I have used every known traffic strategy known to man. And while I've had all that traffic and all those visitors, we've had nearly 1 billion pages viewed on our web pages over the time. We have $55 million in sales generated over that time on all those page views. And I've been doing this a while. So it's now 18 years of building, running, and growing 7-figure internet businesses that I've got as a track record. So yeah, I've done this a while. I've been at it a long time. I've seen about every strategy come and go. And so I have a very unique perspective on what it takes to ride through all the fads and, flavor of the week kind of strategies and all that stuff. And what does it actually take to build a real business, make it really profitable, and keep it going for the long term? Now, about 5 years ago, I decided to start teaching people how to do what I do. And I started selling software and training products, teaching people how to create internet businesses and how to grow their internet businesses. And over that time, I've helped over 23,500 people have paid me to help them build and grow their online businesses. And it's been really, really cool to help that many people become successful online. And that's actually the most important and the coolest stat of all of these I want to share is that one. It's I get a lot out of being able to help others be better entrepreneurs. That's kind of my core, a personal core mission that I have. That and that's all about why I'm here at the moment. So there's a little bit of, and actually see a few of you in there now are actually customers of mine, and I've been some of the people I've helped. So hello to you that are in there. All right. It pays to pay attention. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to bribe you. How'd you like $50? Would you like $50? Well, what if I could just PayPal you $50 before we were done with this very presentation? Before we're done and off the air, maybe we could PayPal you $50 in cash. Any takers? Anybody want $50? I thought you might. Cool. Well, here's the thing. At some point, I don't know exactly when, and when it hits me, when I'm feeling when I feel the mood, we're going to go pop, and we're going to do a pop quiz, right? And only if you've been paying attention and you've been, listening to what we're talking about and learning about how to apply what we're going to do, will you be eligible? So number one, interact with us in the chat. That's the other little key here. Number two, pay attention, take notes, and from the standpoint of being able to implement this, and you'll qualify. And there'll be a $50 cash giveaway at some random point a little later in this presentation. Cool. And actually, I see people trying to bribe us. No, no bribes accepted. Also, at the very end of the presentation, if you hang around all the way to the end, you're going to have a chance to qualify to win. And every month, we're giving away cool stuff. We give away gadgets, iPads, all that kind of stuff. Right now, we're doing an iPad Air giveaway. So hang around to the very end, and I'll give you a shot. I'll show you how you enter to win an iPad Air. Odds of winning are very high, so you can have a really good shot at that. But again, hang around to the end, and we'll do that little qualification to that giveaway. So would it be worthwhile to stick around, pay attention, and hang out until the end? That's my big question to you. You gonna hang out with us to the end? Yeah, I figured if I bribed you a little bit, that might help. Okay, awesome. So I have a big question for you. I want you to try to use your imagination a little bit on this question. I want you to think about what would happen if I gave you a little box, and you open up the box, and inside that box is a little switch. And that switch, you just flip the switch, and the minute you flick it, immediately, boom, Facebook starts sending you highly targeted, high-quality visitors that are easy to monetize for as little as 1/100th of a penny each. Again, 1/100th of a penny. So you can figure out how many visitors that is for $1. It's a lot. But what would happen? What would happen to your business or your future business if you're mid-growing one or ready to start one? This is traffic where you could build a really responsive list. You could quickly sell quickly sell physical products like e-commerce products of all types, whether they're shirts or physical goods of any kind. Sell your services. If you have a service business to warmed up, very targeted prospects, you could generate leads super cheaply, and you could successfully sell membership sites, information products, you name it. This traffic works for all of these things. What would happen to your business? And if you don't yet have a business, maybe you're just in the first stages of starting one, what kind of an advantage would that give to you? And I'm really curious what kind of a difference that would make for you. And then on top of that, what if that switch that I gave you, well, let's say I boxed up a switch and sent it to you, you flip the switch and the traffic, boom, starts flowing to your website, and then you just open up your drawer, put the switch in the drawer, close it up, and it just keeps on coming. So as long as you leave that switch on, the traffic just keeps on flowing, and grows and grows and grows, all on total autopilot. So that's exactly what we're going to go over, okay? And I'm going to show you not only how this works, I'll show you some examples, and yeah, we'll dive into exactly how to do this. So are you ready? Give me a big heck yeah in the chat if you're ready. Awesome. Okay, lots of heck yeahs coming in. 2 yeses too. Lots of exclamation points in all caps. And yeah, someone says H.E.C.K. So I need to come up with an acronym. What does heck yeah stand for? But I don't have one. Anyway, awesome. So this all comes about straight out of my businesses. And if you don't know much about me, I have a variety of different businesses that are outside of this whole kind of internet marketing kind of world that are direct to consumer or business to business or software or other kinds of stuff that touch a lot of different markets. And so I'm always out generating traffic and trying to come up with new ways to make sales in those other businesses that are, outside of this whole internet marketing world. And so all this strategy and everything I'm going to be going over with you today is all pulled out of those businesses. So I'm going to show you the exact processes that we use internally, how we do this ourselves in our own business to generate a lot of highly profitable traffic to the tune of 10 million visitors a month is what we're now generating with this traffic. Okay, so yeah, 10 million visitors a month pouring to my sites directly as a result of this incredibly profitable traffic. And then the cool thing about this is over time, I figured out a way to actually automate it. And I'll show you what we're doing and how you can automate it too. So that, you quite literally take a process that took me almost 2 years to develop. And we had, tons of man hours that used to have to go into doing it by hand. And recently we've automated, and I'll show you that. So I'm going to walk you through a few things. We're going to talk about content. So when I talk about content, we're talking about articles, videos, anything that you're going to freely show on your blog, on your website. So you'd have a blog, like a WordPress blog, or any way for you to share articles, news, videos. And not only can you share your own, but other people's stuff as well, which we're going to get into that. And using content in this strategy is the centerpiece of how we're doing this. Now, there's a really key reason why we're doing this. And it's like it flips your marketing on its head. It's a totally different way of thinking and a different way of doing marketing. And you'll see how this works. Okay, and I'm going to show you how you can guarantee to attract a hot audience, get them loving your site, get them loving your brand and you. So this can be used in a variety of different kinds of businesses, even if you want to build a big, well-known, very liked brand. And I'm going to show you how you can systemize this whole thing and have a team doing the work for you. And I'll show you the only tool available that I'm aware of in the world that automates this whole process. And then I'm going to go over the 3 secrets that guarantee you'll get results. Big traffic, super targeted visitors, lots of income. Okay, I'll show you how, I'll guarantee it for you with those 3 secrets. So I want to be transparent here. I'm going to be totally transparent and not make sure everybody knows what's up. You probably already suspect this, but I want to ask you a question. If I bring all that value, if I deliver on all these promises first, do I have your permission to make you an offer? I have a little offer that is not something that's for sale to the public. Nobody can buy it out in the public. It's a little offer that I've made something really, really special that you'll be able to be involved with at the end, but I want to make sure I have your permission first. I'll only make you that offer after I've delivered all that value first. Deal? Okay, cool. Yeah, I thought you probably suspected that was coming at the end, but I don't know. I don't want anybody to feel like there's a bait and switch here. I'm going to bring the value and then I'll give you the offer at the end. So awesome. Okay, so the big thing to learn here is that the world of online marketing is changing. Okay, and I'm kind of an upbeat guy. I like to be optimistic. So don't take this to be like doom and gloom, but it's a big deal. It is really a big deal. The world of internet marketing is changing. Costs for paid traffic are going up. And tell me, have you experienced this? Anybody doing paid marketing? Are you noticing traffic costs are going up? Conversion rates are going down at the same time. If you look historically and you start mapping back, and again, you think I've had the perspective now of over 18 years of doing this year, month in, month out, and I've got to watch this unfold in front of my eyes. The novelty of buying things on the internet is wearing off. 5 years ago, To many people, it was a novel, exciting, interesting idea to buy stuff on the internet. And now it's kind of old hat, and the excitement and novelty is wearing away. And attitudes are changing and shifting about how people buy online. People are more resistant to traditional online sales, marketing, and public relations. Have you found this? There's like a level of resistance that is building up that is more than what we've seen in any previous years. Now, the millennials, right, the younger generation, are a prime example of how selling online has changed. And let me know if you've heard about this, but there's a shift. And the younger generation, the big brands and the big selling companies are finding it challenging. How do they sell to the younger generation? Because they feel almost empowered in the buying process. There's something changed because of the way the internet itself functions and the way it works. They realize they're the ones in the driver's seat when it comes to making purchases. They know that they can do the research. They can look up nearly any business they want at any time, see all their reviews, find out any kind of dirty secrets about them, whether they're good or bad. They can shop for pricing, and they can get the best deal, and all on their terms and on their timing. Okay, so this is something that is really happening in the younger generations, but it is also happening across the board, no matter what age the people are on the internet that are buying products and services from us. It's becoming more challenging. Now, I only say this because you need to be ahead of the curve. You need to understand that this is happening so that when you're experiencing lower conversion rates and higher traffic costs, you can kind of start to understand why it is, but more importantly, what do you do about it? Okay. And does this make sense? Is this real to you, by the way? This is happening and this is going on right now? I'm really curious if this, and maybe you even feel this way to your own self as a consumer on the internet. Okay, yeah, I see a lot of you agree with this. Very much so, says Amy. I speak the truth, says JT. Okay, good, good. So the thing that we are doing, the big secret here, is that the world of the internet today, the whole marketplace of selling online, it requires, this is not optional. This isn't like a good idea that you can do one day on your blog sometime. It requires that you create content that your audience loves. If you don't, all of these things are going to impact your business. And I'll show you why. You'll understand why as we go through this. But the world is shifting. The internet is changing, and sales is changing with it. And if you do not adapt, if you do not start embracing what's called content marketing, you're going to become more challenging. It's going to become much more difficult to remain profitable as an internet business. The good news is, if you're ahead of the curve, like I am, and using this strategist I'm using, I can get traffic for far cheaper, and I can actually increase and improve my conversion rates at the same time. So jumping in early now and adopting this now gives you an advantage, and it gives you sort of like a shield or insurance that you're not going to start facing these challenges going ahead. So it requires that you create content. Also, the second secret is that you will be rewarded. This isn't something where you can create content just like, hey, every once in a while, maybe once a week or once a month or whatever, I'm going to create a piece of content and I'm going to make a blog post on my blog, or I'll pop something over on Facebook. You are rewarded today. The consumers and places like Facebook and everywhere else, all the properties online will reward you greatly when you put out a high volume of content. And you'll see why in just a few minutes. And the third secret is that you absolutely, and let me point something out here. What I'm telling you right here, this third secret is by far the single most important piece of this whole puzzle, because lots of people have tried, marketing with a blog. Lots of people have tried putting out content and trying to figure out how to make that pay off in terms of sales. But the thing that makes all the difference in the world, the most important thing you'll learn during this presentation is right here, number 3. You absolutely must track your content results just like you would track traditional online ads. Because what do you do when you go, whether you're spending it with Google or Facebook or whoever you're buying, banner ads or whatever you're buying, paid advertising on the internet, the one thing that that you've got to do is track your results. So if you spend $100 on ads, you want to know, what are you getting out of that? How many clicks do you get? How many sales do you get? What's your conversion rates? Like, you want to know the numbers. And something just sort of disconnects and changes as soon as we start trying to do content marketing. People just sort of stop doing that. I don't know what it is about, the world of content, but they kind of short circuits and they don't track it. So they don't actually know what's working and what's not working. And they have successes, but they don't see them. But they have lots of failures as well, and they don't know what's working, what's not working. And anyway, I'm going to show you how you can actually track your content. I'll show you how you can do it really, really easily. So first of all, let's talk about content, okay? Now, when I talk about content, I want to make sure everyone is tracking with me. So I got a big question for you. So when I say content, what do you think that is? Like, give me your best guess, or maybe you already just know this. What am I talking about when I say you have to, use content? You have to put out content. What do you think that is? So Chris says articles and videos. Ken says useful info. Ruth says a video. Kenneth says a message, information. There's more blog posts. Epic blog posts and YouTube videos, says JT. Information customers are interested in, says Amy. Stuff that's useful for your client, says Rich. Okay, you kind of get the idea. The point is here, it's content that you're putting out through your blog freely. So they're not things for people to download, or they're not things where someone has to give you like an email address to download a report or something like that. This is all about putting things in your blog that you put out for the public to see freely, okay? Now, we love to use WordPress to do all of our content marketing. We put it out through a blog. It's the easiest platform to use, and it's really easy to just, jump in there and put together a piece of content. So that's what we're talking about, really, is we're talking about putting out stuff in your blog. Now, I'm going to show you in a little bit how you do this without it costing a ton of money. So don't worry. You don't have to stare at your keyboard hoping that you can have the inspiration to write an epic blog post, right? Or you don't have to spend a ton of money trying to produce your own videos. I'm going to show you some strategies where you can actually borrow a little bit of other people's content and get the exact same results. So I'm going to show you how you can cheaply and easily create the content you need, okay? Okay, cool. So as we said, content can be videos, images actually. So we didn't talk about images. It can be images, whether they're from sites like Pinterest or Flickr or your own images, something they call infographics, when you kind of graphically display information, or just regular old articles. You have to realize you cannot churn out old school style content, okay? Back in the day, you could put out lots of low quality kind of garbage content, and it was written generally by people who didn't speak English as their first language, or it was even written by robots. Sounds crazy, right? Robot content, but it's out there. And a lot of people put out this low quality content trying to grab rankings in Google, for example, to get search engine traffic. And I got to admit, I'm gonna do an admission here. It's like confession time. So I confess I've done this. I used to put out content in some of my businesses that was lower quality, not the greatest content, so that I could get traffic from Google. I admit it. I don't do it anymore, but I used to. Anybody else care to give their confession? Anybody else ever put out a piece of content, that was written by someone who didn't speak English as their first language, was written by a robot, or just wasn't up to par? You didn't feel good about putting it out. Okay, yeah, I thought so. Amy says, you're not alone by far. So, okay, awesome. Yeah, a lot of people did that, okay? And that was the strategy that, it kind of worked. I hate to say it, but back in the day, it did work. But it doesn't work anymore. So I want to make it really clear that when we talk about content, this is content your audience has to actually like. If they don't like it, it isn't going to work at all. It's got to really, in fact, what I like to say is it needs to entertain, enlighten, or educate your audience, okay? Those are the three things any piece of content should do. One of those three things: entertain, enlighten, or educate your audience. Notice educate is the last. It's the least important of them, funny enough. But it's entertain, enlighten, or educate your audience. And that could be, and if you don't achieve that, if your piece of content doesn't achieve the one or more of those three things, then it just doesn't work. It just is going to hurt you more than it's going to help you. Okay. Now, the tone of your content, as you're writing content, you need to keep it conversational and light, okay? So don't make it boring. Don't make it too dry. And a lot of times as business owners, we know that what we're selling or what we're passionate about is important. And so we kind of inject that importance into our content. And we want to make it quote unquote awesome, right? So we spend tons of time trying to, what we think is providing value, and we might crank out a 2,000 page, like really information packed piece of content. Sorry, 2,000 word, not 2,000 page, 2,000 word piece of, packed content. But your audience reads it. They don't see that. What they see is something that takes way too long to read, is boring and uninteresting. And it's a really funny disconnect. So to really make your audience enjoy it, it has got to be conversational and light. It can't be too stuffy. It can't be too technical. And I don't care what you're selling. I don't care if you're selling, a $25,000 piece of, medical equipment, or all the way down to, selling direct to consumer, maybe to moms. It takes the same type of tone, believe it or not, conversational and light. Don't make it stuffy and boring. Now, the best content, and actually, maybe I should show this. I want to show this for a second. So let's take a quick break. I'm going to pull up my screen and give you some examples to kind of show you some examples of how the world of content has changed today. Let me get my browser up. Is that cool? Do you mind? I know I'm running a little bit late on time at the moment already, but let me, okay, cool. So let's do some examples here. So here's a site called BuzzFeed. You've probably heard of BuzzFeed, I would think, right? So BuzzFeed is like the, it actually gets kind of a lot of crap for the type of content they put out. But you know what? They are the biggest content destination on the web. The amount of traffic that BuzzFeed has is staggering. They are an enormous company, blowing away like traditional newspapers and traditional type of media. And it is because of the way they do their content. But one of the reasons I brought up BuzzFeed here is I want to show you something. You see this little promoted by right there? This is interesting. This is Macy's. The big, fancy, expensive department store. Normally, when you think about Macy's, you would think like a big ad in the newspaper, right? About a sale, right? Special sale coming up, save 25%, That's traditionally the kind of marketing that they've done. But look at this. They're actually marketing and promoting a piece of content. It's not about something for sale. It's not about an offer. They're marketing a piece. They're paying for that. They are paying to promote a piece of content. Interesting, huh? A huge brand. And if we scroll down a little more, we should see some more examples. There's another one, Subaru, huge car company. But are they promoting their latest model car or the mileage or benefits of buying their cars? No, they're promoting a piece of content. Kind of weird. We'll scroll a little more. Let's see if I can find another one. Hey, there's one. Wow, Johnson's & Johnson's, another huge brand, gigantic, enormous brand. And they have lots of products. I often see them promoting products and discounts and sales and things like that, or the benefits of their products. This time, nope. This is a little article about how to bathe your baby in 9 easy steps. Weird. Why do you think these brands are spending money to promote content? Why do you think that is? I'm just curious. Because they're spending a lot of money. These brands are spending millions and millions of dollars promoting content over and over again. So let's flip real quick. Let's go over here. Here's Fox News, okay? So here's Fox News, typical news story. And if we scroll down a little bit, you're going to see, let's keep on scrolling. Oh, here we go. You guys ever notice this? Sponsored stories, right? Right there. Here's another one, sponsored stories. My browser's acting a little wacky. Here's another block of sponsored stories. These are all companies paying to promote content. Every one of these companies are paying big money, lots and lots of money, to promote articles. They're not promoting products. They're not promoting buy my stuff, get this discount, get this, sign up for my mailing list. They're all just promoting content and nothing but content. Interesting. Here's Yahoo. Look at that, right on the Yahoo homepage. Sponsored. Scroll down a little more. There's another one right there. Sponsored. Scroll down there. There's another one. Sponsored. Right? So instead of promoting getting a quote for a mortgage, it's an article about a special federal program related to mortgages. There you go. Geico, a huge brand. Geico spends a fortune on their marketing. Look at that. They're promoting an article, promoting content. So it's just over and over again, there are examples of this. And what's going to happen now, and there's another one. What's going to happen now is you travel around the web, you're going to see that over and over and over again. You're going to see that beneath every news article are nothing but sponsored posts promoting content. You're going to see it all over the place, from Facebook to Twitter to every news and media site on the internet. There's being billions of dollars being spent promoting articles and news and content. And it's kind of weird. This is that shift, that change I talked about, where the world of marketing is changing from moving away from traditional direct response, where you're promoting an offer, right? Now you promote and lead with a piece of content. And I'll show you how you tie this all together and make money from it in just a little bit. But that's how it works. And by the way, anybody here know what a native ad is? Give me a yes or a no in the chat. Do you know what a native ad is? Give me a big yes or a no. Okay, you see some yes, couple no's though. Actually looks about 50-50 split. Okay, yeah, about half and half split. I just showed you a whole bunch of them. So check this out. When we as a company create a piece of content, you can promote it on Facebook, right? That's the easy thing. But there are places called native ad networks that will let you promote your content all over the place. And all these, if you bring it back up, my browser is being wacky again. Here, let me see if I refresh it. There we go. These sponsored stories from around the web, sponsored content, all this stuff. These are native ads. That's what they call these. They look like native content. That's why they call it a native ad. It's sort of hidden amongst the natives, right? So it's hidden amongst the normal content, and but it's an ad is actually what it is. All these text ads here, some of the ads down here. So that is what a native ad is. And you can pay these networks to promote your content, and they can get you a lot of traffic. Oh gosh, it's like the floodgates will open when you dial in and start using native ads. There's a couple big native ad networks. One is called Outbrain. That's the network we see here. Another one is called Taboola, is another one. That's probably the top two. But there's about a dozen of these native ad networks that you can pay, and they'll put your content, just like this, on major news sites around the web. So for you as a business owner, once you have created a really great piece of content, you put it out on your blog, you've got to promote it. You can't just let it kind of sit there, right? Because maybe you've tried blog marketing before, right? Where you put out a piece of content and then you kind of like, oh, I just created this epic piece of content. I put it out there, and then you just hear the tumbleweeds blowing by and maybe some crickets, right? Nobody ever comes and sees it. It's because you didn't promote it. You actually have to promote that content to get it in front of people to start kicking off the process of making that content work. And we do this by using native ads and social media as the two ways we're doing this. Okay? This is interesting. It's a bond with your potential customer and your brand. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard there's a really kind of famous marketing saying, and it's actually a saying that people say in sales as well. Tell me if you've heard this. People know from those they know, like, and what? That's three things. People buy from those they know, like, and what? Yeah, you got it. Trust, right? It's know, like, and trust. And it's a classic sales and marketing sort of saying, and it's true. Because if you don't know someone, you're not very likely to, buy from them. If you don't like them, you're probably not going to buy from them. And if you don't trust them, you're probably not going to buy from them, right? But what do we do as marketers or as people selling our products or services online? We find random people who don't know us, and we start shouting at them, hey, buy my stuff. Look at this cool offer. Come over here, sign up, fill out this form. I'll give you a free look, right? Or get, half off or free shipping or whatever it is that you're shouting at them. And that's what we're doing. We're shouting at random people who don't know us. They don't know if they like us or not yet. They don't have any clue. They probably don't trust us yet. And that's why we see conversion rates falling, because they don't know, like, and trust you. This breaks through that. And you'll see as we go, as I continue, you'll see why. This strategy that we're talking about breaks through that. And your audience knows, begins to like you, and begins to trust you. Make sense? So, second secret that makes this all work. You will be rewarded greatly when you create a high volume of content. Okay? So this isn't about just putting out one piece a week. It isn't about putting out one piece a month, but it's also important that you understand it does not mean that you're going to have to spend a fortune on, high-end writers. It does not mean you have to stare at your keyboard trying to find inspiration. There are ways to do this effectively and affordably. And we do it incredibly cheaply, and our audience loves the content we put out. I'll show you how we do it in a bit. So when I say a high volume of content, what do you think I mean? Give me your best guess. What does that mean? What's a high volume of content for you? we'll do a little quick surveys and see what you think. So, okay, I see a lot of variations in answers, okay? A lot of people are saying 1 a day, okay? Yeah, Austin says more than everyone else. That's right, Austin. Okay, and then it's all over the place. Anywhere from weekly to 10 a day seems to be the range. 3 or 4 times a week, says Rachel. A lot of people did say daily, though, okay? So the key word here is minimum, all right? Now, what happens sometimes when I tell people that they need to be putting out content at least every day minimum, they panic because they're like, I can barely put out a blog post every month. How am I ever going to start doing it once a day or more? That's a lot of content. How am I going to do that? Well, I'll show you in a minute. But I want you to realize this. Do not set yourself up for failure. I see this happen over and over again when people get very enthusiastic and excited about trying a new strategy, traffic strategy or money-making strategy or whatever in their business. And they set unrealistic goals, okay? So on this thing from me, you heard you should be doing daily content minimum. So you may then leave going, okay, I'm going to put out 3 blog posts every day for the next month. But in reality, that's a crazy high, a crazy high goal that you're probably going to fail at, if you don't have the resources to pull it off, okay? So what's more important than anything is you honestly evaluate where you're at today. How much content do you put out today? Maybe that's 1 blog post every 6 months. I don't know. Whatever that is for you, and you improve it, okay? Strive for continual improvement. Set yourself a target to then post every week, at least once a week. And then when you achieve that, give yourself a pat on the back and bump it up. And now you need to be moving to daily. Then when you've been able to hold it at daily, again, congratulations, give yourself a pat on the back, and now start to go into multiple pieces a day. To give you an example, in many of my businesses, post between 1 and 24 pieces of content a day. Yeah, that's right, 24. That's crazy. I've only got one business that does that, but between 1 and 24 a day is what we generally do for our sites. Now, for us, kind of the more established and the bigger our site is growing, the more content we put out. The site can afford it, it's got a budget, and it works out that way. So we start at 1 a day and we just sort of ramp up as the site builds, okay? But again, don't set yourself up for failure, please. Just work for improvement. Take everything you're gonna learn from me on this presentation and go out and start striving on how to improve from where you're at. And then, that way you don't fail and then get frustrated and just quit, which is what most people do. Honestly, that's a huge problem in growing a business. Now, because you're putting out content frequently, okay, so what we actually do is we head over to Facebook and we share our content over there. And that's the very first place I go. So we create a blog post, and then we go pop over into Facebook and I share it with my audience there. And when we do that, they begin to see us frequently. There's something about the Facebook algorithm that will reward you for this. It will reward you greatly for this. And the more content, the more frequently you put it out, the more often your audience sees it, and the better exposure Facebook gives you. Big part of the Facebook algorithm is how recently have they seen something from you. And the more recent they've seen something from you, the more chances you have of getting in front of more people on Facebook. Does that make sense? So it sort of feeds on itself. And then your customers begin to see from you frequently. They'll say like, oh, hey, look, there's that post from Bill again. I see that he's, there he is again. He's talking about, whatever, how to weave baskets underwater properly, and then look over here. Here's how to weave red baskets underwater. And they may see my content over the course of the month. They may see, 10, 12, 15 pieces of content from me. And it actually gets top of mind awareness. Are you familiar with what that is, by the way? Top of mind awareness is when, when somebody actually, if they were to ask about your brand or your product, they immediately know who you are. Okay, it's like they don't have to think or try to remember. It's just right there. And a big problem we have today is everyone is bombarded by ads. How many ads do you think you see in a day? How many emails hit your inbox? How many ads do you see on TV? How many ads and banner ads and promotions do you see on the internet, on the radio, on the billboards? They're everywhere, right? How many of those ads do you remember? Okay, even today, do you remember any of the ads that you were hit with today? Because those companies don't have top of mind awareness. You get this. When you do what I'm talking about, they know who you are. They remember who you are, and they appreciate the awesome content you shared with them. Because remember, you entertained them, you enlightened them, or you educated them in some way about your marketing and about what they're interested in. They appreciate that. They remember that. So they begin to know you, right? There's the know, like, and trust factor. So now they know who you are, and they begin to like you because of the kind of content you're putting out. See where this is going? Another saying, tell me if you've heard this one, another kind of marketing and sales saying out there is that it takes 7 to 13 contacts with a prospect before you get a sale. Have you ever heard that? It's true, actually. It's actually true. And, the thing that a lot of people do is, especially in sales environments, they look at this as those are either emails out or the number of phone calls to somebody. And it goes way beyond that, because guess what? Every time one of your prospects sees a piece of useful content that you put out, that's a contact point. That's a touch point. So every time they go to your website to read one of your articles that you put out or read a YouTube video that you shared on your blog, it's another point of contact with you and your brand, taking them a step closer to the know, like, and trust factor where they're going to buy from you, okay? Now, it's important. We're talking about putting out a high quantity of content, but you cannot do it at the sacrifice of quality, okay? You cannot put out garbage stuff. You have to provide good value. Now, don't kill yourself in thinking that means you have to put out, difficult, long, hard pieces of content. You can put out a lot of short little pieces. You can put out pieces that just find useful videos that you think your audience would appreciate that are on YouTube and just share them on your blog. That's simple enough. It does not have to be that you have to resort to putting out garbage in order to serve your audience. Put out useful stuff with the bare amount of effort that you put into it, and don't sacrifice quality to achieve that high quantity. Got it? Is it making sense so far, by the way? Before I carry on, I just want to make sure, are you getting this? Is it helping you? Have you gotten any kind of new little tidbits of information so far? If you're struggling at all or something at all didn't make sense, please speak up. I want to make sure that we help you with that behind the scenes too. Okay, awesome. It looks like you guys are tracking with me. Good. Good deal. All right, so this part right now, the third secret right here, is the single most important thing I'm going to share with you. Hint, hint. Right here is the single most important thing that I'm going to share with you during this presentation, that you must track your content results just like you track an online ad. Do you know what I mean when I say this? Is this like, are you confused by this? I have a feeling that people might be confused about what this means. I just want to make sure, or not. Maybe you do understand it, but when we place an ad on Facebook, we're paying attention to how much we spent, right? And we're looking at how many clicks did we actually get, how many sales did we get, and did that actually make us any profit, right? So we'll go, amount of money we spent, we subtract that out however much we made in sales, and we try to figure out our return on investment, right? But we don't do this with content. We put out blog posts. And maybe you can relate to this. You get all excited, I'm going to do blog marketing. And so let's start making content for our blog. And then, maybe you end up putting out 3, 4, 10 pieces of content on your blog. And it seems like nothing happens. And you're like, what's going on? Ever experienced that? And I see that happens a lot, because here is the key fact. Most of your content does not resonate with your audience. It's like you're putting out that quantity of content just to find the few. I find that if I put out 10 pieces of content, they're like 10 mediocre or okay pieces that my audience might like, might not. One of the 10 is boom, an out of the park home run. They love it. And it's when I track that and when I know that, what I begin to do is I take the pieces that are working really well and I promote the heck out of them. And this is where it all changes everything. Everyone else is busy promoting all their content. They're talking about all their blog posts and they're working really hard. I don't. The blog posts that are not getting me the results because I'm tracking them, I ignore them. I post them once and then I let them die. The stuff that is working really well, I promote the heck out of them. And as soon as I start spending a little bit of money promoting the best of the best stuff I put out, it changes everything. So this is where most marketers fail. Most marketers who try this and fail right here. Treat your content just like it was an ad. Pretend like you just spent $100 to promote that and you're going to track it. I'll show you how. I track 2 things. I track every individual piece of content that we put out. So if I share a YouTube video on my blog, or if I write an article that I put on my blog, I track every single individual piece to see which ones are winners. And then I also track trends. So you may find that your audience loves video. Maybe they love YouTube videos, but they hate articles. You may find that they love listicles, which, those are like top 10 lists, right? The 10 best ways to weave a basket underwater. And some markets love list posts like that. I've got a site in particular that they just go nuts over list posts. They don't like traditional blog posts so much, but they love list posts and they love videos. And then a different site that I have, they love traditional printed written content. They don't like videos. So I watch. Every business is just a little bit unique, and you want to see what your audience is responding to. Just so now we know. If my audience doesn't like videos, I stop putting out videos. I just do what they want. I just respond to what they want. So what I'd like to do, and again, I'm going to ask you for your permission on this because I am running. Honestly, I am running a little bit behind. I'm going to demo for you real quick. I need to pull up the screen and show you something, show you how you do this. So is that cool? I know I'm running behind. You mind hanging out a little longer with me? I'm gonna show. I'll demo how you actually do this. Okay. Okay. Cool. Good. Let me pull up my browser, and I need to move it off screen for a second. Just 1 second here. Making sure I'm logged into Facebook and got a screen up. Okay, cool. It is up. Okay, now I'm going to do one other thing, and then I'll bring it back on screen. Just 1 second. So here's an example site I'm going to show you. And this site is our food and cooking site, okay? And let me find an article here. We'll go this one. So this is the site that We actually make quite a bit of money from the site from our advertising. So this is a site that we produce all of our revenue actually off of ads. We don't even sell anything, but we make money off of just getting eyeballs on the site and selling ads. So, which is kind of it's a whole other business model, which is kind of cool. But the point is, I want to show you how we're doing the content marketing. Okay. So we'll come over here to our site and we'll create a post. Like we just made this post here about Cheerios, the breakfast cereal. Okay. And what we did is we actually found an article, about a new flavor of Cheerio. And you'll see here, we just quoted from the original article and we gave a link so they could go look at the article, and then we talked about it and gave our opinion. So this is called curated content. So we borrowed someone else's content, quoted it. Notice we didn't steal it and try to pretend it's ours. A lot of people do that. Don't do that. That's bad. Instead, we quoted it and talked about the article. We encouraged them to go click and go look at the original article. So we shared a quote, and then we gave our opinion about it. That's the whole piece of content, okay? So that's what you basically do. This could also be a YouTube video. So if we go back here, let's see if I can find any videos real quick to give you an example. Let's see, it doesn't look like they've posted any videos recently. They do a lot of recipes, which again, they're curating from other recipe sites. Again, quoting and giving full attribution and credit to the original content source. Don't ever steal content and pretend it belongs to you. All right, let's look at this one. So we create this content on our website like this, and we copy the link, we head over to the page, and then we post it. That's it. So we might say, this is weird, and then put a link to it, just like that. You see? How many of you are posting content like this on Facebook? Are you sharing links to your website on your Facebook page? Well, this is almost all we do. Just nothing but creating content, sharing it on Facebook over and over and over again, just like that. And then we post it to the Facebook timeline. So why do you think we do this? I just gave you a clue just a minute ago. What is the reason? Why do you think we share this content on this Facebook page? There's a big, humongous, massive reason that we share this. Can you give me any guesses? Why do you think that is? Kenneth says Facebook likes it. Tim says you get lower ad costs. Amy says the algorithm likes it. Eyes on your page, says Dean. People click on it, and then they'll see more of what you post. You'll get clicks and traffic to your website. Cool. And now, all those reasons are good, right? Those are all good things. I like traffic. I like improving and helping my Facebook page. I like exposure. It helps the Facebook algorithm. All those things are true, but that's not the real reason we're posting it here. I'll give you a secret. It was on this slide right here. We put it on Facebook so we can track it. I put it on Facebook as a testing ground. It's my laboratory. Facebook is my laboratory. So we have a whole bunch of fans that we know are interested in food and cooking. So we put out content all throughout the day and we share it with them. And guess what they tell us? They tell us if it's good or not. They tell us if they like it or not, right? So check this out. You've probably seen these. So have you ever noticed on your Facebook pages as you scroll down, let's go down a little bit, this little number that shows up here, you see that there? 6,143 people reached. Have you ever noticed that before on your Facebook page? Right? Well, when you click that, watch what happens. Boom, this pops up here. Okay? Now, look at that. Stats. We know how many people it was reached. We also know how many people liked it, how many people shared it, how many comments there were, how many likes there were. Whole bunch of different stats. This is my laboratory, okay? Now I can tell when the audience doesn't like a piece of content, it shows up here and I never post it again. But when they do like a piece of content, Now I start slapping paid ads on it. I might repost it again. And then I move out and I put it on native ad networks. And then I promote the heck out of the piece of content that I know they liked. And what happens? My traffic costs go down and down and down. And so instead of paying $1 or 30 cents or 20 cents or 10 or 5, we're paying under a penny for every click to our website. Right now, across all of my businesses, for at least the business to consumer businesses that I have that deal with the mass market, if we're paying more than a penny a click, it's too expensive. We kill the ad. We're getting all of our traffic for under a penny a click doing this. So I want to ask you, what do you think is the stat I'm tracking? There's one stat and one stat only on this page tells me whether this post is a hit or not. What do you think it is? Give me your best guess. Kenneth says shares. JT says comments. I see another shares. The top number 223 says Bonnie. Conversions. A lot of shares, likes. Let's see. I don't think anybody got it yet. Oh, there you go. A couple people just got it. Actually, most of you are wrong. This number right here. Link clicks. Because check this out. Another little embarrassing admission. Sometimes I share content on Facebook that I never read. Have you ever done that? I see an article. It's like, oh, the headline looks awesome. Look at that cool picture. I think my aunt would love this. And then I'll just share it on my Facebook page. But I never clicked it. I never went and read the article, right? I see people get in fights in the comments of stuff on Facebook, commenting about things they never read, and they don't even know what the article says, right? So I do that, and somebody did a scientific study. They actually did a real scientific study, and they found that 60% of the content shared in social media was never clicked. They just share it without clicking. So what is the only metric that actually tells you if that person was interested or not? Did they click it? Who cares if they liked it, shared it, commented? I mean, it's all great. It helps me get traffic. It helps me get exposure. Those are all great things. But if I want to know, was that person really, truly interested? It shows up because they clicked and they wanted to go read it, right? So we do a little calculation. And what I do, let me break out my calculator. I'll show you how we do it. You just, many things on my screen. Okay, here we go. So we do a little calculation, and I take this value. I say 270 link clicks, and I divide that by the number of people we reached. Do you know what that gives me? Anybody know what that gives me? So if we divide that by 6,143 people who saw this post, it gives me a number, which is basically 4.4%. Okay, if you return this into a percentage, 4.4%. That's the click-through rate, the percentage of people who saw the post and then clicked on it. That's the click-through rate. Okay, now 4.4 click-through rate. What I do generally, this varies from market to market, okay, because every market is different. There's no one-size-fits-all number. But generally, if a piece of content gets 4% or higher click-through rate, we immediately begin promoting it. Boom, immediately gets Facebook ads right out of the gate. And then if the Facebook ads are doing well, we expand it and we do more Facebook ads. And if those are doing well, then we repost the piece of content and do it again. If that's doing well, now we move out in the native ad networks and promote out there too. And we just continuously push that content and promote it. And our traffic costs go through the floor, right? It costs us next to nothing to get that traffic. And they come flooding to our website. And then once they're there, once they get to our site from clicking on this, that's when we have a shot at making money from them. And you can make money from them in a variety of ways. You can surround your content with opt-in forms, banner ads, and your products and services, product ads, free plus shipping offers, whatever it is you're selling, you surround your content with promotions and ads for those things. Make sense? Okay. Now, and I'll show you, we're running late on time, so if you hang around a little later, I'm going to show you a case study. I recently did a case study where I did a test, and I wanted to see, by head-to-head, I have a webinar drove traffic straight from Facebook. And we promoted a webinar, we got registrations to that webinar, and we sold product on it. And then I switched and I did this model where I did not promote the webinar. I did not promote anything. Instead, all I did is pushed out content. And I just wanted to see, could I still get people to register for that webinar? And then how did I do it? I'll show you. I'll do a little case study. I'll show you how. Guess what? I'll give you a little sneak peek. We promoted the webinar directly on Facebook. And as soon as we switched to this model where we started promoting content, my cost per registrant went down more than 50% and my conversion rates went up. Think about that. To get webinar registrations, I did this. I just promoted content. I didn't talk about the webinar, promoted the content. I got more registrations for less money, then I made more money in the end. Anyway, I'll show you some more case studies a little bit down the road here, but I want to keep on rolling because for the sake of time. Now, that's cool, right? Is this just like, did you have like one of those aha moments, right? Where you're like, oh, I get it, and you're seeing how this works. Has this been helpful so far? Good, awesome. Yeah, says Kenneth. Good. Now, what I'd like to do is let me show you something. So I'm going to show you what we did to do this the easy way. Would you like to see the easy way? Okay, I showed you how we've been doing it. For 2 years, we've been doing this in about a dozen different businesses. And we used to do it all by hand, just like the way I just showed you. And then I created a little tool for my team. And it's pretty darn interesting, and it's automated. It totally automated the whole process. So let me go log in over there, and I'll show you. So now what we do is we pull up Promotion Engine here, and we get that loaded here. And by the way, what I'm about to show you, you can't buy this. It's not currently for sale to the public. It's just not out there on the market, but I will show you in a few minutes how you can still get access to this, all right? But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna actually go in here and we're gonna run this report here, and let's run this report on that same recipe site I just showed you, right? Let's go over here and let's take a look at the recipe site, which is, there we go. And I'm gonna pick, let's just go for an old random set of dates. We're gonna go from here into there, go, okay? And we're gonna pull this report up and we're gonna get some information. And it's gonna give us some really key information in this report. Now that you've seen it load here, what you'll notice is there's a list of Facebook posts going back through time, okay? And what we have here is we can get quick access to them. So let's say, for example, we want to see the post on Facebook. We just click it, we can preview the post. You can click here and you can actually go and see the post in the blog, right? So these are posts that we have put on Facebook that link back to our blog. So you can go through and examine all of those one by one, or we're just going to look at the stats. That's what's really important here. Now, remember, we talked about how important link click-through rate is, right? It's already calculated here. See it right here? Link click-through rate is already calculated. And you can see we can sort by these different columns. So we can sort by the number of clicks that they've gotten, the number of consumers they've reached, even by date if we want to, and a few other things, which I'll show you in a second. But look, if we sort by link click-through rate, check that out. The cream rises right to the top. And these are all our best candidates. Look at that, 11.1% click-through rate, 7.9% click-through rate, 7.27% click-through rate, 7.18, you get the picture. And these are all the best candidates for ads. And this is pretty cool. So if we scroll down a little more, look at that. I wonder what that means. I wonder what that red means. Now the cool thing here is you don't have to go digging through the Facebook timeline in order to find your great posts that are available for advertising. And there's a few other really important pieces of information here. We have a few proprietary things that we track and we calculate. And these are things like where we analyze negative sentiment, meaning do people like the content that you put out, or do they not like it? Do they hide it from their Facebook timeline? Do they unlike your page? Do they report it as spam? And several other things that people can do on Facebook that indicate that they did not like that piece of content. Because what do you think happens to your Facebook ads and your Facebook page if you get lots of that kind of negative feedback? What do you think happens? What do you think happens? Do you think Facebook rewards you for that? Or do you think they penalize you for that? What do you think? Let me know in there. Yeah, I see. Yeah, Joe says that costs will go up. Absolutely. And then, Ken says that you'll get banned. Yeah, indeed. You can get banned for that exact reason. That's exactly right. But there is a really effective way to measure this and know. And we do that. We've calculated that for you right here, and we call it the negative percent. Now, you'll notice, right, as I scroll down here, we have some of those. And you'll understand why in a second. So if we put ads on posts that have negative sentiment, right? People are hiding it, they're unliking it, they're reporting it as spam, and we start putting ads on those, we're going to pay a lot more money for traffic, and we might even get banned. So the point here is that we can now see our high click-through rate posts, and we know the ones that we can put ads on, and we can avoid the ones that have negative feedback. All right, so are you familiar with the Facebook ads interface? Have you ever made a Facebook ad, or are you familiar with advertising on Facebook, even maybe just a little bit? And if you're not, that's okay. So those of you who are, you know that it takes a little bit of getting used to and getting familiar with using it in order to be effective in the Facebook ads interface. But what if, just hypothetically, instead of having to go do that, what if you could create your ads in just 3 clicks? So check this out. So as we're looking here, we can sort by link click-through rate, let the cream rise to the top. All our best posts are right here at the top. And what I can do is I just pick the ones I like. So I can say, hey, you know what? I like this one. I like this one, and not that one so much. Let's do this one though, right? Scroll down a little more, and we'll pick that one too. We'll skip that one, and why not that one, right? So I have checked the box on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 posts. So check this out. 1 click here, 1 click here, and if I were to click that green button right there, boom, all of my ads would be made. 5 ads would be made. I don't have to touch Facebook. I don't have to log into Facebook. I don't even have to see Facebook if I don't want to. Promotion engine behind the scenes creates all of my ads for me, sets up the targeting, creates the ads, and they're submitted for approval. And you don't even have to touch Facebook. And I'm not going to do that. My site manager, who manages this site, she would shoot me if I went and created ads without her knowing what I was doing. So I won't click that button. But if I did, 1 click and those 5 posts would get ads. 5 ads would be created. And then you could do that as many as we could, click 10 different ones and create 10 ads in one shot there. Okay? Pretty cool, huh? And make your ads in 1, 2, 3, and you're done. Now, it goes a step further than that, and we can go into complete ad management. That's where your ad creation and even the management of your ads, like pausing and budgeting and stuff like that, is automated. There's an artificial intelligence that will actually automatically create your ads for you, manage your ads, and it is powerful. It can even analyze your ads and make decisions on deciding what ads need to be shut off. So if you have ads that are wasting money right now, you may not even know it. Promotion engine will. It will look, find them, and turn those ads off and save you a fortune in bad ad spending. Now, I don't have time to show, there's literally dozens of features inside Promotion Engine, as you can see here in the interface, but I don't have time to demo them all. But you know what? Let me just show you this. So I may get a chance later to do a little bit of demos on how to create content and use this to create your posts and a bunch of other things if there's time. But I just want to show you one other quick thing in this demo. And that is right here. And it's in the advanced filter here. So if I click that, you'll see this section slide down here. And this actually allows us to filter all of this data. So these 1,000 posts that it found and we're looking through right now, we can filter this. And so, for example, we can say, hey, we only want to see posts that got a decent amount of reach, because if it didn't reach enough people, Facebook probably doesn't like it. So let's say we want a reach of at least, let's say 2,000. All right. Then, see that? It whittled it down. Now there are 559 posts. So we have automatically weeded out the posts that did not reach enough people on Facebook, which indicates that Facebook probably doesn't like that post too much. Now we can add another filter. We just click the plus symbol. And let's say we only want posts that got a click-through rate of at least what? What's that click-through rate? What's the magic number? 4%. Okay. So we just put the number 4 here. And boom, it's whittled down even more. Now we're down to 545 posts. And so we can see an example here of them here. So here are all those posts. And see, here's an example of one of those red ones. And it's red because it has high negative feedback. Do you see that there? So when it has high negative feedback like that, that is poison. It is poison for your ad account. And you definitely do not want to poison your Facebook page and your ad account by pushing this post even more. So when it highlights that, and the magic number here, for us, it's 0.25%. That's what we've calculated as being the risk zone. And this is over that. And so there you can see there's another one, right? So let's just say we don't want to see those, right? We don't want to accidentally put an ad on one of those. So let's filter them out. So we create another filter and we can say, hey, let's look at our negative feedback. And let's say we only want to see posts that are less than 0.25. I've got to get my 0.25%. Boom. Watch this. All the red is gone. It magically filtered them out. Okay? So now we're only looking at posts that reached enough people, so we know Facebook liked them. They got a link click-through rate of at least 4%. And a negative percent less than 0.25, which means they're not poison. They're good posts that we should be advertising. And now, check it out. They're all here. These are all great candidates for running ads. And we can adjust this number. So if you want to be a little bit more aggressive and you say, hey, you know what? Let's go to posts that have a 5% click-through rate or higher, or a 7% click-through rate or higher. Wow, look at that. 469 posts that have a 7% click-through rate. That's pretty phenomenal. So anyway, you've set all that up and you can save this filter right here. So we click Save Filter and we give it a name. Actually, let me save. And we save it. Okay. Now, something magic happened. See this automate button that showed up right here? I can now automate this filter. And what does that mean? So you click automate and you get these options here. So we can give it again, we'll give the automator a name. And what we are doing is we're setting this up here. And we are saying that what you want to do is that every day you want to run in, and every day, let's say we want to do it at, I don't know, 5:18 a.m. in the morning, every morning. You're telling Promotion Engine to log into your account, pull all of your stats, look over all of your posts, examine them, make sure that all of those match, right? That they got good reach, they had a high click-through rate, and they are not poisoned. They don't have high negative feedback. And then you can tell it your budget. So let's just say our budget was 100 a day. And say every day, log in and make up to 5 ads, or up to however many you want. So we'll say we can make up to 5 ads a day. And so you go in the morning, before you were even out of bed, would run all these reports, examine all of this, and automatically create your ads for you before you've even had your coffee in the morning, and be all done, hands-free. And then later, as I said, it can manage and even turn off and adjust your ads based on how they're performing. Pretty awesome, huh? Now, we'll take that one step further. All this cool stuff here I've showed you for making Facebook ads. What if it could make ads everywhere else for you too? Let's say I wanted to take this one, and this one, and this one, and I want to put it in the native ad networks that we talked about. Well, 1, 2, 3 clicks, and this piece of content could be advertised across over a dozen of the major native ad networks so that your content will appear on sites like Fox News, Yahoo, CNN, and major content sites across the internet, all with just a couple of clicks. That saves hundreds of hours of work, all from one interface right here. That's just one of many other features coming sooner. Instagram ads, then after that are ads in the Google Display Network, Twitter advertisements, and many others. It'll all be automated with the same interface and the same thing. So imagine an automated system that whether you do it by hand or you let it run 100% hands-free, it's automatically creating ads for you all over the place at places like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the Google Display Network, the native ad networks, and it just does it all for you right here. Pretty cool, huh? So now all you have to do is focus on creating more and more awesome content. And then you let Promotion Engine do all of this hard work for you. Let Promotion Engine make your decisions and do the work. Now, also, as I mentioned, there are lots of other features here, which I'm not going to get into time to demo all of them. They're quite literally over 24 features. But we also have tools that will help you find, create, and post all of your content for you. So you saw how it does your ads. There's a whole other section that will help you create your content, which is really, really exciting. If we've got time a little later, I'll try and demo that. Cool. So what do you think? How'd you like that? How'd you like to be able to just 3 clicks and put all of your ad creation on total autopilot, where you actually have artificial intelligence study your account, study your ads, and do all of your Facebook ads for you? Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, I thought you might like that. I thought you might like that. Let me show you something. So one of my customers, I taught him these techniques. I showed him how to do what we do, and I gave him access to Promotion Engine. He used the tools, did the strategies, and he started a brand new business. So he started from scratch. He actually registered the domain name, set everything up from the very, very beginning, used these techniques, and I want to show you what happened to him. 3 months in, now remember, he registered his domain name when he first got started with me, and within 3 months, he had 5.8 million visitors to that site, and he had $514,737 in revenue in just a couple months more. So like over the course of 5 to 6 months, he did almost over $500,000 in revenue, and within 90 days, he had 5.8 million visitors from doing this. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Exactly. So that's the kind of results. And again, this is not an existing business. So imagine if you already got something, if you have a product for sale already, or you have something that you're doing for list building or affiliate marketing or whatever it is that you're doing, and you tap in and add this to that. This was from scratch. Okay. So has it been time well spent so far? I got more. Don't worry. I got more demos. I got more stuff to show you. There's more to come. But so far, has this been time well spent? Have you learned anything? Have you gotten a little bit of value out of this? Yeah, good. Cool. Well, you guys are very excited in there. That's awesome. Okay, cool. You're funny. Okay. Okay, well, here's the deal. So we could spend an entire day here and going over all the ins and outs of how to do content marketing and how to actually do the strategy, and I still wouldn't have enough time. No way to give you all the information and do those on just like an hour-long webinar. Now, I do have that special offer that we talked about at the very beginning, where you can get everything you need. So I can give you access to the tools I just showed you, plus hands-on training from me on how to use it, and some live coaching as well. And I bundle it together, and there's a reason. We're going to be launching Promotion Engine to the world coming up soon, but it's not currently for sale. So I need to invite some people in to come in as beta testers before we launch it to the world. I need people to come in and join me, get early access before the rest of the world does, help me put the tool through its paces, help me gather some success stories and testimonials and case studies and all the stuff I need before we go out and take it to the public. And this is your shot at being able to join me in this very special opportunity, get in early, become part of our beta testers, and also get hands-on direct help from me on your business. So you get both of those things with this little offer. Now, the way I'm doing this is I want to make it really worth your while. I'm going to give you a huge discount off of what Promotion Engine is going to sell to the public when it launches, if you will take advantage of this very special deal, okay? So when I built Promotion Engine, we initially built these tools to use inside my own businesses. And then I realized that large brands, big enterprise level companies, will pay me handsomely for access to these tools. And so that's who we are building it for. This is an enterprise level platform, enterprise level tool. It is not a, it was never built to be one of those, God, how do I say this without, I don't want to talk bad about anybody, but have you ever seen those cheap software launches where they launch a cheap piece of software and maybe it works great for the first week and then the site shuts down and they go out of business after the launch is over, and then you have a hard time getting support, and then anyway, this is not one of those. This is built to become part of someone's business. It's supposed to become an essential part of your business, and it's built for enterprise level customers, and we use it in my business, okay? So it is not one of those cheap pieces of software. I want to get that out of the way right from the get-go. This is a power tool. This is a suite of tools that has dozens of features that will help you generate incredibly cheap traffic and make a lot of money, okay? That's the point. It includes world-class support, that starts out with us giving you a call from your very first day as a customer and holding your hand on the phone to make sure you get started off right, you're using the tool, and it just gets better from there, okay? So it's very high touch, hands-on help. Again, we're built to become a part of your business. We're just not some sort of software product that won't be here to support you in the future. Now, the problem I had was when we launched this to the public, okay, it is going to be priced at a price point that probably will make it too expensive for most small businesses and most entrepreneurs. I mean, that's just what it's going to sell for. So I thought it would be really cool. I could kind of get the best of both worlds by creating this beta program where I could let small business owners and entrepreneurs in early. And in exchange for that, for them being willing to work with me in the beta testing period, I would cut the price way back and make it affordable for them. So that's what we're talking about. Now remember, that's the kind of revenue that someone was able to achieve from scratch using these strategies and these tools. And that was just one feature. I just showed you one single feature out of all the amazing features in there. If we have time, I might demo more. It does things that I call an automated video ad sequence as an example. Now, we didn't talk about this. We haven't even talked about video ads, but you can create an autoresponder with videos that lives inside Facebook. So you can show, just like an email autoresponder does, you can show an exact sequence of videos in an exact order, so that only after someone has seen your first video will they ever see your second or your third. It's a great way to do an indoctrination sequence where you can get someone started with free information and then lead them up to a high-end sale, for example, and a lot more. We do complete automation of all your content marketing and all your content promotion. We have viral contest tools, things like content lockers and sharing tools, and all the stuff you need on your site to make your content go viral. We integrate with Facebook lead ads and your autoresponder, so you can actually extract leads right out of Facebook and it puts it right into your email autoresponder. We have advanced analytics that help you grow your profits. Because there's one thing I've noticed about Facebook and other platforms is that they give you tons of stats and tons of information, but they don't tell you what to do with it or what ones are important. So we distill this down to be only the bare bones info that you need to know to make decisions to grow your business. We have something called the Facebook Private Messaging Autoresponder. And I'm not going to go into detail about how this works. I'll let you imagine what it does based on the title, but I will guarantee you this. You turn it on, and it will immediately boost the reach of your Facebook page. You just turn it on. You just flick the switch, follow the instructions, turn it on, and walk away. And you'll have an increase of 10 to 25%. You'll reach 10 to 25% more people just by turning on that one feature. And there's a whole bunch more. So we get really cheap traffic. You can see here. I mean, these are clicks, okay? These are website clicks. And you see over and over again, a penny or less. You can see, look at this row right here. 3/10 of a penny, 2/10 of a penny, 1/10 of a penny, 1/10 of a penny. It just goes over and over and over, all the way down to hundredths of a penny. Our record currently is 1/100th of a penny. And we get this type of traffic every single day, okay? So this is just not like one magical, ad in one magical account. This happens daily throughout all of my businesses. It's my consumer businesses where we're selling to the consumer markets. In the business-to-business world, it's a little more expensive, but it's still incredibly cheap. And we get it every day, day in, day out, okay? So when you join me in this special offer, you're going to get 12 months of what we call enterprise-level access. And by the way, I'm going to show you something else here, just so you know. I know a lot of people like to like make up crazy values and say, hey, this is valued at $2 billion, right? And they just make it up and pull it out of thin air. Let me show you I'll give you a sneak peek here at what we are going to charge. Here's our pricing table. And this is the level access that you're getting here. $5.99 a month, and you're going to get all the same access that somebody who buys when we're for sale to the public at that rate. Okay, so you're getting enterprise level access, and that at retail price is $7,188. That's not an imaginary number. That's the price. You're going to also get live coaching from me. So I go in and deliver live coaching, and we do live coaching on social media, on video marketing, on viral marketing, especially all centered around this strategy that we use Promotion Engine for. All about how to use content to get tons of sales and tons of value from content, okay? That would cost $12,188 if I sold that. So normally I don't even sell coaching. I do have a consulting business. It costs, the retainer to retain me as a consultant in a business is $25,000. I've had clients pay me that. I go in and I help, revolutionize their business from the inside. And for example, there's a client that paid me 25 grand to get started. They went on to pay me a lot more, but we actually helped them add several $1 million in added revenue to their site as a result of my hands-on help with them. So the only way you can get one-on-one help from me is to hire me as a consultant, and it's a $25,000 retainer. But for everyone who joins in the beta program, I'm going to be doing a similar thing. We're going to do that live coaching. We do it in a group environment, but I will work one-on-one with you if you need specific help. You need me to critique a site, look at a sales funnel, help you with copywriting, whatever you need. I will be your consultant. I will be there to help you with that in that group environment every single week, okay? Now, I've got a fast mover bonus. I've got a couple of them. I have something called the Founders Club. Promotion Engine is an 8-figure startup business. Promotion Engine is not like an internet marketing product launch. It is an entire startup business. We're going to be going through the process of raising capital, having a lot of investors, launching to the broad business world, and turning into an 8 and ultimately 9-figure business. When you join, if you're one of the first 20 to take advantage of this special offer, you can become part of the Founders Club. And what that is, it's a look over my shoulder program. So as we go through that process, you'll get to learn with me on, what are my successes and my failures as I build, grow, and scale an 8 and ultimately 9-figure business from scratch. So you can be part of that. It's a fast mover bonus only for those who take quick action. And that's the first 20. That is $1,000 value. We have a second fast mover bonus, which is limited to only 10, and that is what is called our Social Video Formula Ultimate Bundle and our video ad library. So if you are interested in driving traffic with video ads, this is everything you need. All the training, all the help, including a huge library of templates and everything you need to get going. I also interviewed about a dozen experts in a dozen different niche markets, and they talk about their campaigns. They'll show you what makes their campaigns work and how they're getting results so that you can model them, and you just take our templates and then off and running you go. Only the first 10 get this. This is a $2,000 value. So this will go really, really fast. So take action fast if you're interested in that. So a reminder of what you're going to get is you'll get 12 full months of enterprise level access. You'll get live coaching from me on social, video, viral, and content marketing, as well as one-on-one help. If you need help, you need me to critique something or help you with anything, I will be there. If you're a fast mover, you're going to get Social Video Formula, the Ultimate Bundle, and the Founders Club. And when you add all this up, again, not imaginary values, their actual pricing, it would be $15,188, okay? So it'd be a steal. If I just said, hey, let's just slash, 70% off, it'd be a steal at $5,000. But that's not what we're going to do. Because you're part of this special private presentation, and I'm inviting you now to join me in my beta program. You're going to get it at a massive discount. So because you're part of the beta program, there's a catch, okay? I'm going to cut the price back dramatically. Price is going to get cut way back, but there's a catch, and I want to make sure you understand this. This is a beta testing program. This is not a marketing gimmick. You're actually getting access and getting early access, and you're getting access to features that have never been released before. So you do need to help me by testing them, helping us, giving me suggestions and feedback. In fact, we've had many of our beta testers actually give me suggestions for new features that we've built just for them and put it in Promotion Engine. So I need you to be part of that beta testing experience and be willing to help us find and squash bugs and improve the software. And if you're willing to do that, and then especially if you're willing to give me some feedback and a testimonial, okay? So if Promotion Engine works for you the way I say it is, just give me a testimonial and tell me about your success. If you're willing to do that, because it's going to help me be able to bring Promotion Engine to the market and launch it to the world, I'm going to dramatically lower the price. So where you'll go is promotionengine.com/special. That's how you get into the program. So it's promotionengine.com/special. Remember, we have some fast mover bonuses that will go away as soon as they sell out. Those go very fast, and based on how many people are here, they'll probably go extremely fast. So promotionengine.com/special. Don't forget, you're getting a massive discount. You're not paying the retail price. You're paying an incredibly inexpensive price, and you'll find out just how inexpensive by going to promotionengine.com/special. Don't forget the fast mover bonuses. The first one is a $2,000 value. That goes away after 10 people get in. The second is a $1,000 value. That goes away after 20 are in, and then all the fast mover bonuses are gone, okay? So the big question you need to ask yourself when it comes to this, is it worth the investment? And I can tell you, quite honestly, that just one campaign done right can easily pay the entire cost of getting in this special program quickly. The ad automation. We have features that I didn't even get to really show you, where it's artificial intelligence to manage your ads for you. So instead of you having to go in and poke around in Facebook trying to figure out if you should pause an ad or lower the budget or increase the budget, what if you just had an artificial intelligence did it for you? I'll tell you, from hands-on experience, I have saved thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars from Promotion Engine finding ads that I didn't even know weren't doing well. It found those ads and paused them for me. So you will save more money in wasted ad costs than you'll spend on the entire program. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you do much Facebook advertising at all, it's going to save you money by making your ads way more effective and cutting out all the wasted spending automatically. A single video ad campaign can cover this cost. I've seen that. You can cover the cost in days. I mean, thousands of free leads, tons of viral traffic. This investment in your business will get covered from the revenue without a doubt. Now, remember, this is not a public offer. It's only open during this private session, so it's not something where you can go off and try to buy it later. You'll see right now, you can go to the homepage. It's not currently for sale, and it won't be for some time. And you can join us in the special program at promotionengine.com/special. So ask yourself, what is a successful, profitable business worth to you? One where you're in control of your traffic. you're in control of your sales. If you control your traffic, you control your sales and your revenue. You've got a thriving business. It's growing. What's that actually worth to you? You're in control. You're in the driver's seat. Your business is growing and doing well. And you get that when you get all of these tools and you get the training from me at promotionengine.com/special. Now, I mentioned before that traditionally, the way you get one-on-one help from me is to hire me as a consultant. And that starts at $25,000 and goes up from there. And if you want to talk to me about that, my team would be happy to talk to you about it, but that's not why I'm here today. Just to point out that that is what others have got to pay me for the level of, to get that kind of level of help with their businesses. And you're going to get a similar level of help from me in our weekly group coaching sessions where I critique copy. I help anybody from any aspect of their business, from content marketing to viral marketing to just about any traffic platform or strategy they might want to use. I'm there to help you become a success. So you can sit back and do nothing. That's okay. If you don't want to take the leap of faith and jump in, which, by the way, this is absolutely risk-free. I'll tell you why in a second. Or you can pony up the little investment. In fact, it is a small investment in your business when you compare it to the value that you're getting in return. And you do that at promotionengine.com/special. Now, the cool thing about this is that if it works, that's awesome. Awesome, it worked, you're happy. But if it doesn't, you can ask for your money back and you'll get it. Let me explain. This is a weird guarantee, so you're going to want to listen carefully, right? This is not like the usual guarantee. Because here's the deal. I need beta testers. I need actual real users in here using my software and most importantly, getting results. Because I need your testimonials. I just need you to get in, use it, and I'm going to help you on our weekly sessions, however I need to do it to help you build a thriving business with a lot of traffic and a lot of sales. And if you get in there and you work with it and you actually go through the beta testing, which means that, you might have to work with support and help us get things ironed out and help us help you. But if you go through that process and isn't doing what I say it's going to do, you can just ask for your money back. Not only will I give you your money back, I'll PayPal you $100 just for being willing to test it out and be part of the beta tester program. Pretty cool, huh? Now, again, you've got to use it. I want users to get in and test this platform. I don't want people that are, just get in and then change their mind tomorrow. So if you're willing to do that and help me with that, I will give you that ironclad guarantee, okay? So you have to ask yourself, really, you're not gambling any money because of the guarantee. So you're really gambling a little bit of time. So it's your time to check it out, put the tool to use, join me in some of my live sessions, and find out if it really is going to help your business as much as I say it will. And if not, you get all your money back. And on top of that, I'll pay you for spending your time with me. This whole thing can return back the investment in days. And that's not an exaggeration. So again, here's all the stuff you're going to get. Enterprise level access, live coaching from me, social video formula, the ultimate bundle with all of our video ad templates in the library, the Founders Club, with a combined value of $15,188. Now, I want to remind you that we do have a PayPal credit option. So if you are on a budget, if you're on a tight budget, this is something that unfortunately only works for U.S. residents. It's not my rules. That's PayPal's rules. But if you go there now at promotionengine.com/special, when it's time to check out with PayPal. You can actually select PayPal credit as your funding option. You should see that as an option on how you're going to pay for it as you check out. Select PayPal credit, and you can immediately get 6 months of no payments and no interest financing. So what happens then is you get in, you pay nothing. It doesn't cost you a dime today. You got 6 months to use Promotion Engine to produce profit for you, and then you pay it off at the end within 6 months, and there's absolutely no interest at all. So that's how that works. I recommend that if you're on a tight budget and you just can't swing the full payment, you give that a look, give a shot at that. Again, it's U.S. residents only. When you go to promotionengine.com/special, check out with PayPal, choose PayPal credit as the funding option, and you'll get 6 months, no payments and no interest financing. So if you can't get in on the single pay and you can't get in on the PayPal credit option to break it down into payments, what about this? This is kind of weird, right? Well, why would I say that? So if you'd like to find out, there's a catch here. You got to be honest. There's a catch. So the catch, if you'd like to try to get Promotion Engine for free, you do have to grab the offer. So grab the offer, get in, join me. Put Promotion Engine to use. Again, you got to get in and use it to get the results that that we're going to help you get. Use it to boost your traffic and your sales. Send me a testimonial, but more importantly, I want some documented proof that what you say actually happened. And then we're going to work together. You and I will work together. We're going to build a case study around your success. And I'm doing this so that when we launch the product to the public, I can show them example case studies of people that were successful. So I can hold you up and as a shining example of how awesome Promotion Engine can be. So if you're willing to do that and help me assemble a case study like that, I'll just give you all your money back. Kind of cool, huh? So the weird thing about this, if you think about it, is that if it doesn't work, right? You get in, you join me, you go in, you use the software, you do the beta testing program, you go through my coaching, you meet with me on our live sessions. And if I still haven't been able to help you and Promotion Engine doesn't do everything I'm promising you that it's going to do, you just get all your money back. But now flip it on the other side. If you get in and do all those things and it does work and you are getting great results, you can still get your money back either way. So you've got literally nothing to lose, and all you have to gain is a lot more traffic and a lot more revenue. Pretty cool, huh? So it's a little unconventional, but I like to do that. And anybody who goes to promotionengine.com/special qualifies for that, okay? Now, I think we're going to do some questions. So I actually can do some more demos and show you some other features and other cool things. I can answer questions, help you apply everything that we've talked about on this presentation. I can do all that now. And what I'd like to do is get my trusted right hand on the mic with me. Brenna, are you there?
I am.
Hey, there you are.
Hello.
So everybody give Brenna a big hello. And Brenna actually helps me run all of my businesses. So she gets to see the inside of a variety of our different businesses and all the traffic strategies that we're using. And she helps me run these companies. And she's here today to help us with Q&A. So she's going to be reading your questions and helping me answer them while we're on the air. And so I see they're all saying hello to you.
Hi, guys.
Awesome. So the chat has been busy, so I think there's probably a lot of questions in there.
We do have a lot. You ready for the first one?
Yeah, and actually, you know what? Before I do that, before we get into questions, anybody want $50? Remember I promised that at some point I would go, bing, it's $50 time, right? Someone want $50? Now don't forget, we're going to do we'll do our $50 giveaway right now, and then have another chance for you to qualify to win an iPad. It's going to happen a little bit later after we do Q&A. Okay, so we'll do the $50 now. There's enough of you excited about that. So here's what we're going to do. Brenna, now that she is on mic, is going to become our judge and jury. So Brenna, you're the contest king, or sorry, queen, I should say.
Cool. I love it.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a question, and only those who have been paying attention are going to know the answer. And the first person to answer the question correctly can win, okay? So the first person who answers this question correctly in the chat will win. And what we'll do, Brenna, is I'm going to keep on talking because I do see a couple questions, so I'll try to answer some of them. And I'll let you deal with the chat because I know the chat is incredibly busy. I can't keep up with it in there. So I'll keep answering questions. Yeah, and then you can go into the chat and you can announce the winner right straight in the chat. Just push it out so everybody can see who won. And then when you're done with that, come back on mic and let me know, and then you can start to help me with Q&A.
Okay, perfect.
All right. All right. So everybody out there, get your keyboard fingers ready and answer once and only once. You can't win more by answering multiple times. So just give one answer and one answer only. Here's the question. during this presentation, I said there was one thing that was incredibly important, far more important than anything else. And that was what? Okay, see, wow, the chat just went nuts. Okay, so Brenna, I'll let you dive in. You can find the winner, announce it so everybody can see in the chat, and then come back and join me.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, some of the things I saw in there, I saw a question from somebody asking about, budget. What kind of money should they expect to spend? If they join in Promotion Engine, when they go in, join, get access in there, are there like other costs or expenses? Like what should they expect from a money standpoint? And first of all, I want to make it clear there's no upsell or cross-sell or downsell or anything else. When you go in and you join us in the beta program, there's nothing more that I'm going to be hitting you with to pay for. What I'm selling you now is everything you need to get these incredible results like I've explained and showed you examples. To get access to all those tools that I was showing you, and to get my hands-on one-on-one help is you get in, you join us, and you'll get all of that, and you don't have to pay a dime more. It's everything you need to just rock it with your business. So first of all, I want to get that out of the way. No upsells of any kind. Number two, this is a business. So when you are ready to go promote your content, you will need a budget to pay for it's your own advertising. So if you buy ads on Facebook, you'll have to have a budget to pay for that. If you decide you want to do advertising in the native ad networks, you'll have to pay for that. And that varies tremendously. It's all based around your budget and what you can afford. Now, I have seen people start with as little as $5 a day as a testing budget and been able to ramp up and grow their business. But that's pretty cheap, honestly. So you can start as little as $5 a day, but the more you spend, the more you have available to spend on your own ad budget, the faster and bigger your results will be, okay? So, again, it's all up to you and your budget and what your business can afford, but do expect that you will be paying for Facebook ads and other kinds of ads if you decide to, okay? And that's it. So you cover the costs of your own ads and Promotion Engine handles everything else, and there's no other expense. So another question I see coming in is what happens after the 12 months. So when Promotion Engine, you get in, you get this special deal, you lock in the special pricing and get in now. In 12 months' time, I will honor that pricing. It's like grandfathered in. So you will continue to get that same price. So you can renew every 12 months. If you renew every 12 months, you can keep paying this for like the next 10 years. You just keep renewing. When your renewal date comes up, I'll make you an offer to renew at the exact same price. You renew, and then you've locked it in. And we'll keep doing that every year. Now, if you let it expire and you let it cancel, then you're going to have to pay retail price again and pay what the rest of the world pays. But as long as you renew every 12 months, you'll pay the same really low price. So I figure, you're helping me out by being a beta tester. You've put some trust in me. You're joining us early. And, for you being willing to do that, I'll honor this pricing, indefinitely. Okay, cool. And then another question. Brenna, are you back?
I am.
Hey, welcome back.
Hello.
Awesome. So I saw a question in here about if they can use it on client sites and how many different websites they can use it on. So I'm going to answer that one, and then I'll let you keep track of all the questions from there. Okay, so I saw a couple different questions come in. They're asking kind of roughly the same thing, and that's how many sites can I use it on, and can I use it on my client sites? Okay, so Promotion Engine Enterprise. And I'll bring this in again over here. There's our pricing table. So you'll see here, it will work on up to 8 domain names. You can tie it to 8 different domain names, 8 different Facebook pages, 8 different ad accounts, essentially 8 different separate businesses, okay? So those 8 businesses can be yours or your clients. So you can actually use Promotion Engine to help do marketing for your clients. And coming in the future, we're going to have a whole training session, a whole training program teaching agencies how to do content marketing and use Promotion Engine for their clients. So you can use Promotion Engine for your clients. And you can do it on up to 8 businesses, whether they're yours or the client's.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Now, if someone does not have a Facebook account, do they need one?
I mean, Facebook is a huge part of this. And honestly, Facebook is a huge part of any modern marketing campaign today. You really just have to be on Facebook. So yes, you will need a Facebook account. If you've never had one before, don't worry. You don't have to like spam your friends, or your friends and family don't even need to know anything about what you're doing. We'll guide you through how to set up a business page and a business manager account so that, you know, your business activities are separate from whatever you do with your personal Facebook account.
Okay, cool. The next one is from a couple people. Will this work for affiliate online marketers is one. Another one is, will it work for Amazon affiliates, content ad networks, etc.?
You know, it works for anything that needs traffic. I mean, honestly, there are very few cases where this doesn't work. Basically, if you need traffic, this is how you do it in today's world of marketing. I mean, that's it. So it doesn't matter whether it's affiliate marketing, physical products, or anything else. In fact, maybe I should show an example. So we're running late. For those of you who are here, hanging in there with us, there's actually a lot of people here still, but would you like me to show you an example of how you can make money with, let's say like a webinar? Like if you were going to promote a webinar, whether it was your own or an affiliate webinar. I did a case study showing how you can use this to make profit, if you want to see that. I tend to do really long webinars. I try not to. I keep saying I'm going to get faster at these things, but okay, there's enough interest. Let me show really fast. Let me quickly show you this little promotion we did. Hold on one second. I'm pulling it up off screen. And this will help people kind of get an idea of how you use this traffic strategy with, you know, different kinds of businesses. Okay, so, all right. So let me pull this on screen. Okay, so here's an example. Look familiar? Right? It's about a similar webinar. But anyway, so I had this webinar, and I wanted to actually just test, like in a world where I wanted to target internet marketers, and I ran Facebook ads straight to this webinar registration process. So I ran it straight to this process, and we used an automated webinar platform to deliver it. And I just wanted to get data. That was the only purpose, was to gather some data and information and find out, you know, what my conversion rates would be. So we ran traffic straight here. So I ran Facebook ads that were saying, hey, you know, join us on this webinar and you'll, you know, it'll be awesome. Who knows, maybe you saw some of them. And then we established what did it cost me to get a click, what did it cost me to get a registrant, and how many sales we made. Okay, so we did this. We did this for about a month just to gather baseline data. And then we switched. And instead, we used content marketing like I've been telling you to. And instead, we created a blog that looks like this one. And we post content every day, several times a day. Right? And then we take this content, here's an example, and we share it on Facebook. And then we share it on Facebook, and the posts that the people like on Facebook, we promote the heck out of them, right? And notice, that's all I do is promote the content. So let's actually head over to the Facebook page right now. And right there, okay. And I'll show you. So as you scroll down, you can see examples. That's all we do. We just share content. Just share content, find the pieces that people like, and promote them. That's it. That's all we did. No special magic. But you'll find, what do you notice that is surrounding this content, right? So here's the content right here, right in the center column. What's all around it? Anybody notice? Yeah, exactly. All surrounding it is advertising. But guess what that advertising is for? Here's one here, right at the top. Where does that go? Where do you think? Here's another one right here. I think you have a suspicion that one might go. Here's an ad here. Again, it goes to my stuff, my stuff, my stuff. Here's an ad right in the middle of the post. Goes to my stuff. If you scroll to the bottom, boom, there's a slide out ad. Where do you think that goes? Right? So all we did is promoted content, and then we surrounded our content with ads. And here's what happens. So someone sees the post on Facebook, and they're like, oh, that looks really interesting. And they want to learn about whatever the strategy is. And so let's say they do this one, okay? So they click on that one, and as they're reading the article, they can't help but notice the ads for my stuff, right? And after they're done reading a little bit of value, and they're like, you know what? I kind of would like to register for this training. And then they make the decision on their own to click and go register. It isn't the old way where I'm shouting in the street trying to find random strangers and force them to register for my webinar, right? Instead, I'm showing them cool content that they're interested in. And then I'm saying, oh, by the way, you can register for my webinar while you're here if you want to. And then they make the choice. So here's what happened. My traffic costs went down 50%. So we were paying, $3 in some cases a click to get traffic to that registration page when I promoted this inside Facebook. As soon as we switched, that traffic cost went down more than 50%. In some cases, it went down almost 100%, like way down. And our registration rates went up. When someone clicked and made the decision that they wanted to go register for the webinar, the registration rates here were really high. And so we got registrations and attendees and sales at a far lower rate. It cut our costs in half compared to traditional Facebook advertising. But the main point I wanted to show you this for, so you can understand how you take someone from a piece of content like this and get them to click an ad, to your physical product, to join your mailing list, to register for a webinar, to whatever it is that you're promoting and selling. You just surround your content with ads for your own stuff. Make sense? Cool. So anyway, that was a fun little case study I did. So I used Promotion Engine itself to demonstrate how to sell Promotion Engine, and we cut our cost to acquire a customer by more than 50% by flipping to this new model. So our audience likes us more, number one. They begin to recognize that brand, the Ingeniosity brand. And we began to get repeat visitors coming back to go read the content over and over. And we got sales and registrants for less than half the cost. Pretty cool. Okay, so that was a very long answer to that question. So Brenna, I'll let you come back on mic and next one.
Okay, cool. So we do have several questions that have come in asking if we might perchance have a payment plan that we may be able to offer today to help people get in.
Well, let me ask everybody, out of everyone who is here, who here it would make it possible to get in if we could do, you know that pay plan page that we have up, Brenna? How many payments is that? You know the one I'm talking about?
That's a 3-pay.
3-pay. So who here would be able to get in if we made it a 3-pay? That maybe otherwise it'd be outside of your reach. Just let me know. Give me a shout out in the chat. If there's enough interest in a 3-pay plan, then we may release that. If there, okay. Wow, there's a lot of interest in that. Okay. All right. Well, here's the deal. Brenna, can you check that link? Just double verify that it's still live and working and all that. Okay. Mm-hmm. But I want to explain to everybody how it works as well. So if we release that link, it will cost you a little more money. So if you go the 3 payment plan, you're gonna, at the end of the day, you'll pay a little more to get in. If you pay in full, you're going to get a steeper, bigger discount, basically. So you'll pay a little more if you do the pay plans. You'll get a bigger discount if you do a single pay. So that's up to you. Just kind of incentivizes the single pays a little bit. So don't worry, if you've already paid in full, you're actually getting the biggest discount possible. But if you do want a 3-pay plan, and does that link work, Brenna?
Yes. So I have it ready.
All right, let's give it out. So you can get in. There'll be a 3-pay. You can join us there. And what's that link?
So this is promotionengine.com/payments.
So payments with an S. Okay.
Yes.
Can you pop that in the chat and the the question panel both for me? Cool. All right. So that'll help you get in if you are on a budget. And I don't want anyone to get locked out. If you really are excited about this, you want to be a beta tester, and you're on a budget, that's how you can do it. So promotionengine.com/payments. Yeah, you will pay a little bit more, just again in full disclosure, but that will break it down to be monthly instead of not monthly, but every month starting today. So you pay today 1/3 of the cost. 30 days from now, you pay the next third, and then the final 30 days, the final third. So one now, one every 30 days until all 3 payments are made, and then you're paid in full. Cool. All right, what else?
Okay, so this next question had to do with the example page that you were showing at the beginning of the webinar. So their question is, how many fans do you need to have on the page first before you can really get numbers like that?
Well, brand new. So yeah, here's the thing. When you have a brand new page, you do have to. Well, how do I explain this? So when we have a brand new page, I spend a little bit of money to promote every piece of content I put out. Just a tiny little bit of money until I've built up a big enough fan page. Okay, so I may spend like $1 a day or $2 a day on every piece of content I put out, just so I can gather data. And then I really quickly either kill that ad if it's not doing well, or if it is doing well, I expand it. So it's a slightly different strategy on a brand new page that's not big enough yet. So while we're building fans, spend $1 a day on every piece of content you put out. Give it, about 3 days, and then kill the ads that are not performing. And Promotion Engine can automate this for you too, by the way. Well, I can show you when you join me on the next live coaching session. I'll show you how to do that. But you can have Promotion Engine automate it so that until your fan page is big enough, you just spend a tiny little bit of money on every post, killing off the ones that don't perform. So you know what I'm saying? So it kind of forces them to get enough attention that you can measure their results. Because when a page is at like 1,000 or less likes, it just can't get enough data to really make a decision.
Okay, next question is, what do you make per click on average? I'm thinking it means income.
Yeah, well, it's a tough question to answer because every business is different. So it depends on what you're selling and how you're making money with that traffic. So it varies a lot. I mean, but if you're, for example, on the traffic we're getting where we're spending a penny or less, just rest assured we're making a penny or more. And it varies from market to market. Some of our stuff we can see as low as a 20% return on investment, and in some of our stuff we can see up to a 500% return on investment on our ad spend. It's all about your product and how you're making money with your website. The bottom line is Promotion Engine gives you a really high targeted, high quality audience who knows who you are, who likes the content you put out, trusts you, and buys from you at a higher rate than a traditional, a traditional just random click. So you get a better quality audience who loves you and your brand, and they buy from you, and it costs you less money to make those sales than it would in a traditional way.
Okay, next question, or this is a request actually from a person in the audience asking if he could see how this can apply to offline lead generation.
Sure. Well, I mean, the demo site that I showed is a great example of what a site might look like, right? So if you were trying to generate leads, I'm assuming when you say offline lead generation, that might be like for, whatever, insurance or real estate or maybe contractors, we'll say, right? So what I would do is I would create a site like this one here. So if you look at the screen here, you'll see this is our Ingeniosity blog. So I would create a blog like this, but this would be all about, maybe like home improvement tips. If I were trying to generate leads for contractors, I would create a blog that was all about home improvement tips and maybe do-it-yourself stuff, as well as projects and examples and, showing cool examples of, home renovations and, new cool products. Anyway, a whole blog just all about, home repair and, do-it-yourself stuff. And then I would drive traffic. Well, let's say like for me, I live in Southern California. So I might drive traffic and I would only target Southern California homeowners when I would drive that traffic. And then all around my blog, all these things here would be like, hey, get a free quote or download our, free kit on how to, the 7 cheapest ways to renovate your home, and all of these would be offers to become a lead, right? These would all be to become a lead on our website is what I would surround the content with offers for that. And then sell those leads to local contractors. So same exact model as I'm using here.
Cool. Okay, next question is, does this comply with Facebook's terms of service, or is there a possibility of getting banned?
Ooh, not only does it comply, this is exactly what Facebook wants you to be doing. And we have built those special features in the promotion engine that are designed to help prevent you from ever getting banned, because you don't want to promote what audience doesn't like. So let me ask you something. I'll ask you, because you're obviously interested in marketing, right? So would you be happier to see in your news feed a link to this article that's like a how-to article about how to do something in your business? Or would you rather see an ad for me shouting about how you need to register for my webinar and that, I'm going to show you how to get penny clicks, right? You see the difference? So you're going to be more inclined to be unhappy about an ad that's shouting about, hey, register for my free thing or buy my stuff. People tend to not like that. So those things get marked as spam. Those things get hidden. And all of those signals can result in you getting your account banned or you getting higher pricing on your ads. So instead, what we're doing is we're putting out really cool content that our audience likes. So they like our stuff and they do not report it as spam. They do not make nasty negative comments. They don't go in and, and cause us problems with Facebook because they love what we're doing. See the difference?
Okay, next one is, will this post ads to Outbrain and Taboola as well?
It does not right this moment, but that is a feature we're rolling out right around the corner. So yes, very soon, Promotion Engine will automatically make your ads for you on the native ad networks. And does Promotion Engine work on other languages? It can. The user interface is in English. So whoever's using it, the instructions and the user interface is in English. We're right now working on translation and to support other languages for the user interface. When it comes to what content you can post and what content of the content you can create and the ads you can make and all of that, there's no language restriction. So you can post Spanish content, Italian content, whatever the language you want to use. Just realize that the user interface itself is in English. Okay.
Okay. Next one says,
just to sidetrack us for a second, Brenna.
Yes.
So I did notice a couple people having issues in the cart. So they were having, like, their credit card was declining and they couldn't figure out why. I think somebody had a technical problem. So I've seen a couple little issues of people trying to buy but getting, having problems. So anybody out there having any issues like that, let me know in the chat. Have you maybe your credit card declined or you got an error from PayPal, or something ain't happening right, or maybe even you just need to transfer money around, but you've decided you're in, you want this, but you're just struggling, you're having some kind of problem. Let me know in the, oh, wow, there's a few people. Okay. Here's what I'd like you to do. Daniel's in there, and Daniel will reach out to you in the chat, and I'd like you to give him your info. So if you can give him your email address and your phone number both, so that he can reach out to you directly, and he'll make sure that whatever your problem was, whether your problem was with the shopping cart, PayPal, your credit card is declining, maybe you're even transferring money around and it won't clear till the morning or whatever, but you've decided you're in, it's a done deal. Speak up in the chat, give Daniel your information. He'll say hello to you in there, follow up, and he'll make sure that you don't get locked out. I don't want anyone locked out who wanted to get in. So please do that in the chat. And yeah, and we'll go on to the next question.
Okay, next question is keyword research still important?
Not keyword research, no, but we do have a tool that can help you do research for targets inside Facebook. Maybe I should show that. Would you guys like to see our keyword research tool? I mean, not keyword, target research tool that we use to how we find targets inside Facebook. It's pretty cool. I use it all the time. Yeah. Oh, okay. A lot of people say yes. Okay, good. All right, hold on. Let me get logged in over there. Let me close out some of these windows. And let me go back to Promotion Engine. Stand by while I get the screen up, and I will show you the tool. It is pretty cool. All right, let's do that. All right, you pull it over here, okay? All right, so here's an example of some of our targeting tools. And what I like to use it for particularly, and this goes off of Facebook targeting. Let me get rid of some of these just so I can kind of show you. And it's got the traditional targeting that everybody's used to, gender, age. We can target your custom audiences. So if you've got any custom audiences, we can target those. You can target by any geolocation, whether it's for a local market or nationwide. You've got all the demographic options that you can target by. There's a lot of really cool ones, whether it's by people's net worth, how much money they're worth, how many assets they have, what generation they're in. There's all this demographic targeting that many of you might already be used to. But we'll let you dig into any of the categories of demographic data and search within them and target them. Also, we've got behaviors. So the full lineup of behaviors are also available in here. So we could say we want to target only people who have lived at their residence for more than 6 years, for example. So we've got all of those, but what makes it really shine is here under interests, okay? So in interests, you might be familiar with how Facebook does it. So you guys all familiar with the Facebook interest search, where you put in an interest and they usually show you it's usually about 8 interests that are related to your keyword. It usually looks a little something like this. Let's see if there we go. Usually looks a little something like that. Y'all familiar with that? Well, what we do is we dig deeper. So if you click view all search results like that, you'll notice that we dig a lot deeper. Let me close that for a second here. And so when you type in marketing, first we show you what Facebook normally shows you. And if you hit view all search results, then look at that. We have at 50 or 10, let's see, 10 results a page. We have over 500 results that came back for this keyword term, for example. And so, you just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. Normally, we return hundreds of results for most of the major markets. And then the cool thing beyond that, too, so you just click on each one to add it, right? So I can click like that to add these. And if we close this, you'll see they've all been added. See that? Now, what's even cool is we also use interest suggestions. So we try to go out and find what other things might you be interested in targeting that aren't necessarily keyword matches. So you notice, for example, online advertising, that did not have the keyword marketing in it at all, okay? So we can click that and add it. Pay-per-click did not have the keyword marketing in it. And Facebook does something also similar to this, but what we do is we dig way deeper. And you can see here, we're going to show you way more results than Facebook would show you. So we can keep adding those in. And what's funny is you can keep getting suggestions as you add more in. But that's the tool that we do. And once you have found these interests, we can save them and then target them over and over again. So you come in here, you can do a quick search like that for all the interests that you might be interested in, save them, and then Promotion Engine's automation tools will use those targets to create all of your ads for you on autopilot. So not only does it help you research it, but then it's all your ad creation is on auto from that point forward. So it digs deep in terms of doing interest research and trying to find how to do targeting on Facebook. I love this. I spend a lot of time digging into different research. And you have all the options for targeting. You can do exclusion targeting, for example. So like right now we're including all of these different types of interests. But then I could go and I could say, hey, but you know what? I want to exclude people from Texas. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to hit all of the markers, just none of the ones in Texas. So I've excluded Texas. I could also exclude different demographics. So I could say, hey, you know what? I want to exclude people who, who make too much money. So we're excluding people who make more than $500,000 a year. And so you can go through and you can do exclusion targeting on almost any field. And you can also use and or rules. And this is getting kind of deep here in advanced targeting stuff. But for example, I could say target anybody who's interested in any of these things, or I could say target only people who are interested in them all by just clicking all. Make sense? Cool. So that is our Facebook targeting tools. We've also got more tools, and if you're interested in more demos, I can show you our post creator. This is how we create content. Yeah, so I might demo that if there's enough interest as we continue to answer questions.
Yeah, we actually had some previous requests. I had them noted down, and I didn't know if we had time on them, but someone was asking, could you do a demo of finding relative content? Another one was asking, could you show the messaging engine? Another one asked, could you give a rundown of all of Promotion Engine's other features?
Okay. Well, I can show one more because let me show them the interface again. Let's go. So if you look here, look at all these features. So I could sit here for 2 hours doing demos of all the features. So I won't do that. But what I do think, but what I do think is there might be one feature that those of you who are here might be interested in, and that's our content creator. So would you like to see an incredibly fast, cheap, and easy way to create your content? So remember I said you have to do lots of content, right? So how do we do that inside our businesses? Would you like to see how we do it? Okay, yeah, there's a lot of interest in that. Okay, cool. So let's demo the content creator. Okay, so under our content engine, one of the features here is our post creator, and that's where I've gone to here. And in here, we do a couple things. We help you manage your editorial calendar, so you can actually create and schedule content and posts ahead of time and set up a whole calendar. Your team of writers, if you have them, can work in here as well. So you can tell them, hey, on Tuesday, I want you to do a post on, mommy blogging. And on Thursday, I want you to do a post on, whatever, underwater basket weaving. but you can set that all up in here and communicate with your team if you wanted to. Or you could create your own content. And let me show you. So notice we're on Promotion Engine, but what does this look like? Anybody recognize this user interface? Does it look familiar to anyone? Let's just see if you can figure out what I modeled this user interface after. Any guesses? Yeah, Ruth got it. WordPress. Yep, Ken and Matt and a few others guessed it as well. Exactly. So I wanted to make this user interface familiar. So I like the WordPress interface, so we made it very similar to that, but there are some key differences. So what happens is we have a WordPress plugin, and you go to your WordPress website, you install that WordPress plugin, and then that gives Promotion Engine access. So now Promotion Engine can create and post content on your behalf without you ever logging into WordPress again. So you can actually give your writers access through Promotion Engine, and they can create all of your content through this dashboard without ever touching WordPress. And all you have to do is install the Promotion Engine WordPress plugin, and then your writers will work from here. They don't ever have to go to WordPress again. And so it's very familiar. And it's got beyond just being able to, you know, create a, oops, if I could spell, create a cool title. So beyond just doing a title and here's my content, blah, 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 okay? So beyond doing, you know, what normally works in WordPress, you know, it's got all the same features where you can format the text and turn things into links and, you know, do lists, all the regular stuff you can do when you're making a post. On top of that, it will do research. So let's say, for example, we're posting on one of our mom sites. It's related that we do for mommy bloggers, people who, you know, moms and parenting kind of content. So let's say we're brainstorming for what can we post here? Well, if you click this Add Content button, you get this slide out. And you have a variety of different sources. So we can say, hey, you know what? Let's see what kind of videos are out there. So I'm going to say, type in mommy and hit search. Look at that. We have a whole library of different videos that you could use. And we can look at a video here. And what we could do is we can either save it and schedule a date in the future to publish it, along with a note to our writer. So we could save it and let our writer post it for us in the future, or you could just use it right here. I could just say import. Hey, look at that. It pulled it right into the post. See underneath? And now we've got a video, a relevant video that our audience is probably interested in. Also, let's say that, you know, we just didn't want to put a video in. Let's say we also want to put in some text. Well, we can search the news. So let's type mommy here in the news. And look, a whole bunch of content here about moms. So let's look at one. So I'll click this one. We'll take a look at it. And I can go, hey, you know what? I really like this piece of it. I can hit paste selection to editor and watch that. Look. It actually quoted, it's actually doing what's called a block quote. It pastes the content into our page. And look at this, if you scroll down to the bottom, it even gave attribution to the original source so that they can click through and link there. It gets even better. So I can, on top of that, I can say, hey, you know what, I need an image as well. So I can go here, we'll go up, we'll say, let's find images. And so we'll type in mommy again. And boom, we got a bunch of images that we also can use. So if we find one that we might like, let's see. Keep on looking. Interesting, getting a lot of different types of images on this one than normal. But so I might spend a little more time, but we can take, drag, and drop the image And you've got two sizes here. You can go with a thumbnail or medium-sized image, and then you've got an image. And the same thing, you give full attribution and credit for the original source of the image to follow your licensing terms. And so we can pull in images, videos, and text from a variety of content sources. So we can search the news, we can search the web, but also something really cool is we also work with what are called feeds. And so you can see here, we can subscribe to blogs. Anybody here familiar with an RSS feed? Do you know what an RSS feed is? Well, we can subscribe to these feeds, and there are different types of blogs around the web. Like here we have a bunch of mommy blog feeds. So I can click here, and we can look at all the feeds. So right here I'm looking at BuzzFeed Parents, the Mom Blog Society, OC Mom Blog, and Scary Mommy. And we can scroll down and we can see all the content from these sources. I can click them to preview them here, right? And I could use this either to brainstorm content ideas, or I could use it as a source. So if I find here, say I like that piece of content, I can, I can curate it, and it'll go, into my content down below. So you can pull content from blogs, which are going to be different kinds of RSS feeds. So you can mix and match and combine RSS feeds into what we call channels. And you can subscribe to any blog that has a feed and have a constant, never-ending source of content. Or you can do a video search or an image search. You also have access to your entire WordPress library. So if you have previous images that you've posted in WordPress, you have access to all of those here as well as being able to do a Flickr search for images, and there are some other sources coming in as well. So there you go. We got images, videos, and text from a whole variety, from news sites, blogs, the web, and a bunch of other places. Cool. And now, pay attention to this, because this is what makes it really cool. So now not only can we schedule this post, I can schedule this post and say, hey, just publish this next Thursday. I can also come down here and say, hey, you know what? Share it on our Facebook page. Here's the page I want you to share it on. Share this on Facebook next Friday. So you can have it post to WordPress on Thursday. Then you can have it shared to Facebook on Friday. And then you can even say, hey, as soon as this post goes live, put an ad on it. And we can pick thing there. And so automatically, if I were to hit publish, it would publish this to my WordPress site on the day and time I specify. It would share that as a post on my Facebook page without me ever touching Facebook, and it would make an ad promoting this post all without me ever touching any of these interfaces. I do it all right here by hitting publish. So it makes the post in WordPress on the day and time you want. It submits the content to Facebook, so it publishes on the day and time you want, and it pre-submits an ad to get approved ahead of time, so the very second that post is shared on Facebook, it immediately gets an ad put on it, all on autopilot. Pretty cool, huh? So this is our content creator, and this is what we use it for here. What else?
Cool. I have a follow-up about that. They're asking, can those images be used royalty-free?
Those images, the ones I showed you there, are specifically they require attribution. So you have to give credit from who you got them from, and the tool does that for you automatically, so you don't have to worry about it. But as long as you give credit for where we got the images from, then the license is okay. Coming up really soon, we will have an entire stock image library available for you to be able to get like premium images as well, if you want access to those.
Okay, next question we have is, do you show them how to get initial likes to a page?
I do have some training in our members area that's all about how you get started with a brand new page, and it covers getting the page set up, how to do your first like ads, and what's really, really important is how you optimize your like ads. because I've seen people try to build a page and they spend way too much money trying to build up their page. If you properly optimize your like ads, you can get likes on your page for pennies. Any general consumer market, you should not ever pay more than 5 cents a fan, 5 cents a like when you run like ads. Generally, we usually get them down to about 3 cents. Seems to be about the range for most consumer markets. Business to business markets are more expensive. But point is, really work hard at optimizing those like ads. And we do have training that shows you how to do that.
Okay, this next question is from earlier in the training. He says, regarding the guy who made $500,000 in 90 days, what was his net income on that? How much budget did he make? Did he need to make that kind of money? And can you tell me the niche he was in, and how realistic is it for a new user of your system to do that?
Well, yeah, first thing I want to say is that consider those results extraordinary. That's not like an average result, you know, isn't like where everybody gets in and gets results like his. His are extraordinary. He's a kind of like a model student that I show as a perfect example of what can be done. So I don't want you to come away thinking that that's like the average result. It's not. It's definitely not. It shows what's possible. Now, he didn't give me permission to share his niche, so I'm not going to do that without asking him. But what I can tell you is that is a very profitable site for him. So he is walking away with a lot of net profit. But without his permission, I don't want to kind of dive in and disclose more. But so I hope that, I know I didn't really answer your question, but that's not all I can say.
Okay, next question I have is, since most videos play automatically, is the clicks to play as important as link clicks, as links in the post are sometimes clicks to the actual article and not a click to see the video? Does that make sense?
I think he's talking about, well, ask again if I'm misunderstanding this question, but I think we're talking about when you share a video directly in the Facebook timeline. And that's a little different. So what we've been talking about mostly today is putting content on your blog and then sharing that link that points to your blog on Facebook. So remember I gave that example of, we took that article about, I think it was McDonald's or something, and then we shared that over on Facebook, on our Facebook page, okay? And so that, in that case, all we care about is the link click pointing to our blog, okay? Which is something different than video marketing, you know, posting videos directly to Facebook, which we don't really do very much of that.
Okay, are you doing this on cost per impression or cost per click on Facebook ads?
We do cost per, okay, so this is, I'm going to sound a little geeky on Facebook ads here, but so if this is confusing for any of you, I'll apologize, but this is a little on the advanced side. So what we do is we do ads with automatic optimization. So we tell Facebook to optimize first of all, we start out optimizing for engagement, and then we just automatically bid. So we pay by the impression. So it's what they call CPM bidding, which means you're paying by each ad impression. And we let Facebook optimize our bids for us to get engagement. And that's how we generally start out. If we have a product for sale, we also do conversion ads. So we will promote a piece of content but use a conversion ad. And those of you who are advanced Facebook marketers will know what I'm talking about, but it might be flying over the heads of a lot of you. But if you have products for sale, promote your content, but use conversion ads, and those can work extremely well.
Cool. This next one is,
Oh, I just kind of want to also remind everybody, I saw quite a few people joining us. So everybody who joined, thank you very much. Number one, I'm glad you put your faith in us and you're become part of our beta testing teams. And I want to remind you all that you'll all start to get phone calls, probably tomorrow, welcoming you as a beta tester. Your welcome call will go over and make sure that, number one, your username and password works, so you know where to log in. We make sure it works for you. And we also show you exactly where to get started what training to go into and look at first, and then we'll answer your questions when we make that call. So if you got in there and you're a little confused, don't worry. You're going to get a welcome phone call and a handwritten welcome email, and we're going to help you get started off right with Promotion Engine. So don't panic if you're in there and you're a little confused, or if you didn't get your download link, like the link didn't come to your email or whatever. Don't worry. We're going to take really good care of you. We'll start with a phone call to you tomorrow. Okay. And yeah, don't worry. We'll look at the time zone differences. Ruth doesn't want us calling her at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So don't worry, Ruth. Don't forget, select PayPal at checkout to get 6 months interest-free, no payments. Or if you'd like our pay plan, that's at promotionengine.com/payments, Payments, payments. And I'm running out of breath. Awesome. All right. So last call. And what we'll do now is I'm going to let you know how to qualify. So here's the deal. I always like to know how I did. And I like to know how I did on these presentations, good or bad. So if I did something horrible and you think that I'm the most worst, awful, horrible webinar presenter ever, I want to know that. And I want you to tell me. So tell me in the chat right now, your feedback. Just tell me how I did. Tell me in the chat, that piece of feedback counts as an entry. It's your ticket, like a little raffle ticket. You enter into the drawing. Now, hopefully you don't think I'm awful. Hopefully you don't think, you're not going to be like, oh, Bill, you suck, and throw tomatoes, right? Don't do that. Give me constructive criticism if you have something that you'd like to suggest I improve, or give me some great feedback if you think I did a great job. So if you learned something, you had one of those aha moments where you kind of got a new insight into a new way of doing things, you got some value out of this. That's really what is important to me at the end of the day. Part of how I do business, that every time that I have contact with a customer or with a person who's interested in what I do, I'm trying to add value. So whether it's a presentation like this, a sales video, a piece of content, however you and I may interact, I always try to add some value to that exchange. And hopefully I did that on this presentation. So let me know, how did I do? And how can I do a better job next time? And just by putting that feedback in, that counts. That is part of that's your entry ticket, basically, to win that iPad Air. And then what you need to do is watch your inbox, because we will announce by email. We'll email you directly if you are the winner and make arrangements to ship you a shiny new iPad Air. And awesome. I like usual, I love the feedback. Nobody threw tomatoes. That was good. Good. So Clark says, what I heard was very interesting and presented in a helpful manner. It's easy to see you're one of the good guys. Well, thanks, Clark. Matt says, I thought your presentation was great. Appreciate you taking the time to open the opportunity to us. You're welcome, Matt. Ken says, the information was engaging and very helpful. The software and the method looks so great and exciting. I appreciate your transparency and keeping it light and interesting. Thank you for the time. It was well invested. Awesome. Thanks, Ken. And cool, and a lot more. So there's more than I can count here. So thank you all for your feedback. And again, good or bad, your feedback doesn't count. So if you have constructive criticism, give that too. That counts equally as an entry into the drawing. You don't have to bribe me with gushing feedback. Although I do like it, but you have a chance to win either way. Awesome. And I think with that, we're going to wrap it up. So with that, thanks, everybody. Bye.